all congregated here today to trash Errol Spence Jr. for being inferior to Terence Crawford, king of welterweights, king of the 147-pounders. Terence Crawford, when I see their happy faces smiling back at me. Terence Crawford, I know there's no better feeling than trolling Spence's family. Where can you go when Spence don't want to fight? The answer is home. That's the one place that you'll find Avenesian. Ooh, Avenesian. Avenesian. Oh, Dirty was good. Deadly was good. Country was good. Virtuoso was good. Abner was good. Nate was good. Terence Crawford, when I see their happy faces smiling back at me. Terence Crawford, I know that Errol don't want no parts of me. Where can you go? Yo, I sing mad nice, man. Shit. When the world don't treat you right. You know what I'm saying? So my man Bud Crawford, I bought the pay-per-view. You know, you got to support the fighters that you like. If you don't, how they going to get paid? You know what I mean? Because we all need a Terence that we understand. We all need a Terence. You know what I'm saying? He fought a top 10 fighter yesterday, and he made it look easy because generally, and shout out to Steve Kim, he gave me this perspective that elite fighters seldom ever lose a certain number of rounds. Terence Crawford is a fighter who seldom ever loses a certain number of rounds. Yesterday, opposite the ring, David Avenesian, he was basically in cruise control, you know. It never even turned into a fight because he always had a little in the situation, you know what I mean? And I said before the fight that he's going to let it go for a couple of rounds because the purpose of the fight is to just get some rounds in the bank under the hot lights that you don't want to sit out for too long being inactive, you know. And while that may be customary for PBC fighters, generally the good fighters, the special fighters, the Terence Crawfords of the world, they want to get out there and they want to get busy because they're fighters first and foremost. They're fighters, and fighters want to fight. You know, fighters going to fight. And, you know, he took care of David Avenesian like I expected. It was a Colt knockout, nothing controversial about it. Not a referee stoppage, a Colt knockout. You got people out there, they want to split hairs over what kind of knockout it is or who throws the towel. And it's all childish and infantile that, like, at this point, if you don't want to accept that Terence Crawford is the savior of the welterweight division, not that fraud from Long Island who pretends to be from Texas, right? Because he's not even a real Texan. You're a Long Islander, bro, first and foremost. That's where you were born. Long Island, and then you moved to Texas. So you really don't even know what you are, bro. Texas, Shag, Seinfeld, who knows, you know? But, you know, Errol is just so inferior that I had to go live and talk about it. And I actually named my live Let's Trash Errol Spence as to attract Errol Spence's very effeminate male fans so that we can laugh at them and laugh at them together. That he is an inferior boxer. He's a very basic fighter. He's a good fighter, not a great fighter, just a good fighter. He's got a good jab, good body attack, but he's very textbook. He's very predictable. In terms of in-fight adjustments, he doesn't actually make any. They interpret him upping the volume of punches as an in-fight adjustment when that's not even what that is. It's just he's getting settled in, he's found his range, and now he's ready to throw. It's not even really an adjustment because he doesn't have anything to adjust to. With Danny Garcia, what are you adjusting to? With Sean, you didn't make any adjustment. You fought the fight that Sean wanted to fight. And, you know, I saw after the fight that there were a lot of bozos talking about, yeah, he did that so he could. Bro, shut the fuck up. You're not his publicist. He didn't say that. Did he say? Even if he did say that, I'm not going to believe it coming from you because you're not going to convince me that, oh, yeah, I wanted to get hit more. Instead of boxing and using my range because I'm taller and longer and keeping him behind my jab, I'm going to let him hit me more. I want him to hit me more. Yeah, fucking right, bro. Yeah, fucking right. You fucking shit. You know? Texas sucks. I'm not Texas. Spence sucks, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Sucks, bro. He got into another car accident yesterday while Terrence Crawford was busy fighting a top 10 welterweight in the division, because you can check the divisional ranks right now. David Avanesian is top 10 in the division, whether you like it or not. The people above you rank him. It doesn't matter what you think. They rank him. Everybody knows David been beating people up and he's been knocking people out. But when you're dealing with a special fighter like a Crawford, you know what I mean? Errol's basic, man. What's good, dog? Salute from, yeah, I dig it, bro. Shout out to Arizona. Yeah, he not a true Texan, man. He ain't like for real Texan. He like you an import. You a Long Island import. You know what I mean? You really from Long Island with Jerry Seinfeld and them and George Costanza. Festivus for the rest of us. Speaking of capital letter is a sign that you need attention. Oh, word, right? Truth hurts. I don't know, man. Spence is just. Where is the Thurman fight though? Like, they don't even have a fucking announcement for that shit. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do that in May? They should have came out with an announcement by now. Like, damn, B, they ain't got it together over there, bro. Que lo que, Martin? Ya tú sabes, manín. The next episode of the relay is actually already done. I was thinking about doing 3, but I decided, no, I'm going to go live. I'm going to trash Spence. I'm going to make that the title. I'm going to change it later on to the Late Night Boxing Talks, but I just wanted to get Spence's fans' attention. Should they come across this video, they'll be powerless to stop me, you know? What's his best win? Broken Kell Brook? I think that's his best win. Broken Kell Brook. Because Brook beat Porter, and Porter beat Ugas, and Porter beat Danny. So your best win is Broken Brook. That's your best win in your whole career. What they like to do with my man Terrence, they like to act like he just a welterweight. They really like to do that fantasy shit. Like, yeah, he just a welterweight. Oh, his welter. Man, I don't want to hear that dumb shit you talking about. Nobody looks at resumes like that, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? He's a 3-division champion, 2-time lineal, 2-time Ring Magazine, former undisputed, current reigning, undefeated, Terrence Crawford. Fucking bitch. Terrence Crawford. Goddamn slot. Right? Motherfuckers like to act like the only shit that we supposed to look at is a welterweight resume, knowing these pricks been freezing them out for 4 fucking years. Shit is the dumbest shit I ever seen in organized sports. It's the dumbest shit I ever seen in organized sports. I never had to put up with this when I was on my MLB shit. I never had to put up with this when I was on my NFL shit. Only in fucking boxing do you got these dick-eating, pubic hair-counting, rabbit-ass motherfuckers. He's just a welterweight. Bro, he's not just a welterweight. You know that, right? That he fought at 3 weights. Are you saying that because Errol only fought in 1? You must be. You must be. Because he only fought in 1. 1. Longest undisputed run I've ever seen. Shit. Is he undisputed yet? I thought it was strap season. Sick of this shit. Sick of this shit, yo. Motherfuckers is just, you know what this shit is? Birds of a feather flock together, you know? Bitch ass guys is gonna like bitch ass shit, say bitch ass shit, do bitch ass shit. You want to fight or you want to argue? Like, do you want to see the fight or do you want to argue? I think y'all want to argue, personally. I don't think that Spence's fans never wanted that fight. I don't think they did, because they always pop up arguing. Like, I could make a statement like, look, I don't even know if they're going to fight. I did this early on Twitter. I was like, yo, I don't even know if they're going to fight. But if they do, I got Bud by way of knockout. Here comes a Spence fan. Whoa, bro, I don't give a fuck who you picked to win the fight. Did I ask you? No. All I said was, I don't even know if they're going to fight. But if they ever do, I got Bud. And it's that fucking simple. Omaha, Nebraska, If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. All right? I don't fucking care. Texas shag, whatever, bro. I don't care about none of that shit. A lot of y'all dumb motherfuckers think I give a fuck what state the guys is from. I don't. I care about the boxing. That's all I care about. Motherfucker, it's always a motherfucker in Texas too, man. Oh, always. Not that I don't like the state of Texas. Texas sounds like a great place to live, personally. But when we get on this boxing shit, particular to this subject, always a motherfucker in Texas. Spence is gone, man. If you don't shut that Hank Hill ass shit up, man, Bobby, something ain't right. Yeah. Motherfucker got into another car accident. I can't imagine what his insurance premium. Yo, his fucking. Yo, I can't imagine what he paying in insurance, man. Whoa, you out here just, ooh. Chill, man. I'll tell you what. Errol Spence, he shouldn't be allowed to drive. I'll tell you what. Motherfuckers, yeah, I know they got some dumb glove gate bullshit going when it come to Crawford's. I already know, but that's that type of bitch ass, weak ass shit they did after Wilder got his ass beat. It wasn't a glove, bro. You just picked the wrong horse. Motherfuckers tried to tell you that Wilder is not all that. You ain't want to listen. So then when Wilder get his ass beat, you think it's a conspiracy. Glove gate. Stupid ass shit, man. I couldn't live with myself if I was that stupid. I couldn't. The fuck wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You believe that shit? Fucking stupid. Insurance high. He said the car is bulletproof also. Well, you know what it ain't, but you know what it ain't proof? Car proof. Oh shit. It's not Spence proof. They're gonna have to make that shit out of vibranium for him to drive it. Cause he is just man, like whether it's his fault or not. Oh shit. That dude, man. They gonna have to make that shit out of adamantium or some shit, bro. Cause you just keep getting into shit, bro. And what evidence do you have for Bud's gloves? No evidence. What he has is a mini boner for Spence. He has like a mini boner. So you got to make up theories and shit like that. Danny's Dimension says Spence sound like Forrest Gump and Bobby Bush. Yo, you know what he sound like? He sound like Boomhauer. You remember Boomhauer, the blonde one on King of the Hill? He sound like Boomhauer, bro. He sound just like Boomhauer. Matter of fact, he don't even sound like, you know what he sound like? The other dude, Hank. Well, I'll tell you what. The other dude, the bald dude, that he always had the tank top on. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna crash this Ferrari. I'm gonna crash this Ferrari. Explain his glove. Nah, you explain Spence's blood alcohol level. Explain that shit. You want to go to Dubai, baby? Go to Dubai? Jules, what you think about T.O. after rewatching? I'm not going to talk about T.O. on this live because my next relay episode that I'm going to upload after this is about T.O. So I'm not going to even talk about T.O. on this live. I was mad I didn't see the gold Bud Light suit. I was mad. Told y'all Spence was out. You ain't tell me he was an alcoholic. I fucking knew that already. I knew that before the accident. I was one of the few people that said, what's going on between Spence and Derek James that he is drunk out of his mind? And does Derek like talk to him about it? Like, yo, don't be drinking, fam. You going You gonna fuck up. People forget that before the accident, when he took the podium, he said Regis Pregarious. Remember that when he had the blue crew neck sweater with the chain? He was saucy. Him and Brona and Robert Easter. They was saucy as shit. And they was in the hallway talking, and he obviously saucy. And Derrick James came up behind him towards the end of the video, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, damn, son, like, you saucy. Like, you ain't supposed to be drinking like that, bro. You a fighter. Because you cut weight, normally, the alcohol is going to hit you harder than it's going to hit somebody else because, you normally be dry. You know what I mean? He was drunk as shit, bro. I said it then that, this dude is an alcoholic. Like, on some real shit. I've been said that. All them videos, I tell no lies. All them videos is still up. All you got to do is put it in the search bar. All of that. Spence is no LaMotta who could drink and he ain't no Jake LaMotta, bro. He ain't no Jake LaMotta, man. Come on now. Because his glove split at the thumbs, you guys are saying he had, bro. Come on with it. Don't even entertain that bullshit, bro. Like, be real. Like, you really think you about to get a fucking conspiracy going with that bullshit? You understand that people that have money don't have time to argue and bicker about stupid shit like that? That's the problem that motherfuckers got. Like, you think that well-to-do individuals and people that do, you think they sit around worrying about little bullshit like that? They don't. I don't give a shit what you're saying about anybody's glove, bro. That shit means to me. I don't fucking care, bro. His whole thumb could have been coming out the shit. I don't fucking care. You could have seen his index finger coming out. Do you think that I'm going to give a... Oh, that changes everything. I don't care what the fuck dumb shit. Like, his glove was in... Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of my face with that dumbass shit. His glove was in... Stupid ass shit. Fuck got time for dumbass shit like that. Old era could smoke, drink, and fight. What happened? I don't know, B. They started putting shit in the food and all of that. That's what I think happened. Tell the short, but exactly, Dolomite. We don't got time for that silly ass shit. Think I'm gonna be sitting here, his thumb. I ain't about to do none of that bullshit. The fuck? Motherfucker think I'm about to have a whole scientific forensic analysis. Man, listen, man, get Bones and get Booth and get them on the case and see if they find something. Otherwise, you're not talking to me about shit. All right? Oh, I exposed myself. Whatever, bro. I don't give two fucking fucks. Motherfucker think he worked for the commission and shit. Did you see the glove? Stupid ass shit. Fuck make you think motherfucker like me got time to be worrying about dumb ass shit like that? Motherfucker. Achilles says that Crawford and Spence is cheaters. Welcome to boxing, bro. Like, I don't understand who these people are or where they come from. Bro, the whole sport of boxing is dirty. Wake the fuck up. If they all dirty, none of them dirty. Wake the fuck up. The fuck? That clown won't hop on a live debate. Yeah, I don't even, man. Like, come on, B. The fuck I get out of talking to that guy, man. He trying to convince, remember, he came here trying to convince me, oh, the glove. Good luck with that, bro. Good luck. That's all I can tell you. Good luck. Motherfucking, does he not know that Avanesian's team has to go to the locker, supervise the wraps, check the gloves, all of that? Like, all of that is customary, bro. Kill or be killed, CCD said. Leprechaun beard. Bruh, you hiding behind a picture of a treasure troll. You obviously self-conscious about your appearance. Obviously. Because what kind of grown man gotta hide behind a fucking anime or whatever that shit is? Y'all motherfuckers get on the internet hiding behind cartoon pictures and shit, and y'all can say all type of shit. Because if a motherfucker see your face, that's gonna be the comedy. Oh shit, motherfucker need proactive. TL on Twitter got on Polo for his tough tweets. Oh shit. Who tweeting tough? Bro, your face is not nowhere, bro. If your face been there, then just change your fucking decal. Motherfucker gotta hide behind cartoons and shit. Bro, matter of fact, if you hiding behind a cartoon, bro, don't even talk to me, bro. Don't even talk to me, bro. Wait, what did the coroner say? Is the what happened with Polo? Like I seen it with some drama shit. I don't know, man. Motherfuckers be having their own chapters and sagas and shit. This dude trying to tell me, well, if you look at the wrap and the glove, and then you examine, man, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck here do you think cares about that shit? If you examine the tape and the glove and the lunch, man, shut up. I ain't care about that shit. Motherfucker must think he talking to like Judge Greg Mathis or something. Your Honor, the glove have the condom. Shut up, bro. Nobody care about that shit you talking about. Stupid ass shit. Saludo, que lo que manin. I still think Sandor was robbed. I see what you say about the fight, but I'd rather just forget that fight. Also, can't stand to you. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way, bro. A lot of people just sick of TL, man. But I can't lie. You can't, it's naive, and I said it in a video. It's naive for people to think that as the away fighter, you gonna go to Top Rank and win doing that bullshit? All right, we'll see. I told y'all in the Conseil, I told y'all in the Regandial, that bullshit don't win fights. I don't know why that bullshit, it don't work. It's not freeze tag, bro. You think all them people came here to see you play keep away? No. Nobody did. But you do that bullshit. You do that bullshit if you want to. I say it all the time. That bullshit don't work. Most of the time, that bullshit don't work. And motherfuckers, all right, motherfucker, wait, just wait. You're going to keep seeing it, and I'm going to keep saying it, and you just going to keep not listening. That bullshit don't work. Yeah, I got mad kids, B. Shit, I might make another one. Never know. You ever nutted in a joint without no condom on? That shit. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. That shit good in the motherfucker. Huh? Better try that shit. Motherfuckers be trying to get a rise so bad. He mad about the glove gate joint, the fake glove gate. Now he trying to bring up the alcoholics and shit. Bro, that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm 70, bro. I am 70. Ooh-wee. Listen, bro. You need to get off the internet, get some self-confidence so that you can stop hiding behind. What is that? What is that shit? I don't even know what that shit is, bro. You need to get some self-confidence, bro. You hiding behind cartoon characters and shit. Like what you trying to be like the Alex Jones of boxing and shit. You got like a tinfoil hat. I am is on my behaviors. Okay. I'm just saying that as a taxpayer, as a consumer, all that extra glove gate, The glove, the tape, the stick. Man, get that bullshit out of here. Who the fuck do you think believes that shit? I don't believe that shit. I don't care about that shit. Did the commission say something? Nah, right? So then what the fuck? What the fuck? Get you a joint and nut in that joint. Right? Find something to do, bro. That's all I'm saying. Care about none of that shit. Just look at Crawford's wife. He said, just look at Crawford's wife. Bruh. Before you talk about Bud's wife, right? You mad self-conscious that you gotta run around using the internet with a picture of something other than your face. Be real with yourself, bro. Motherfucker know they ugly than a motherfucker on the internet talking crazy. I think 75% of the people on the internet is ugly as shit. Because 75% of them got Google stock images where their face should be, talking about Bud's wife. Motherfucker, worry about your face and why you not confident enough to show it. Worry about yourself. Stop talking about that man's wife. That lady ain't ever done nothing to you. And I'm pretty sure you couldn't pull her if you wanted to. Yeah, because you fucking ugly, bro. Like, you know you ugly. Like, you know that shit. You know that. If you felt good about how you be walking around, I wouldn't be looking at a cartoon character. Fugly ass motherfucker. Yeah, come in here, B. You know what I'm saying? If you felt good about who you is, I would not be looking at a cartoon character. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Fuck would I do that for? I'm gonna have a cartoon unless it's a cartoon of me. If it's a cartoon of me, then yeah, I would use that because I use that, but motherfucker go get a picture of a treasure troll because that's the only way he feel comfortable on the internet. Nah, man, y'all motherfuckers need to get some. Y'all motherfuckers need to, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, man, all jokes aside, the production quality of the pay-per-view was actually very good. I was surprised at how clear it was. I heard that some people who ordered the pay-per-view via the Black Prime app, they were experiencing technical issues. Myself, I didn't. I actually, I bought it on payperview.com, which is not the Black Prime app. I bought it on payperview.com, and I had no issues. The picture was very clear, looked to have been maybe 4K to 1080p. It was very clear. I didn't have any problems with the stream. Nice sized crowd. I believe they said it was 14,000. Initially, I saw a number that said 18,000, but 14,000 is still good for a David Evanesian fight. Yeah, that's pretty good, especially when the undercard is kind of lackluster. Like you got Arnold Kagai, you got Chris Cyborg. You know, it wasn't the strongest undercard to bill as a pay-per-view, but a lot of people showed up and showed out. There's nothing like hometown support. So that was really cool. And it was good to see that many people show up and support. But obviously I supported Bud. I bought the pay-per-view. And yeah, man, you know, I guess now all we can do is wait to see when they announce the Thurman fight, right? Wait to see when they do that. And, you know, I'm not confident that Crawford and Spence ever fight. I'm not actually holding out hope that they do. I'm not. But if they do, I have Crawford, knockout or technical knockout. If they do fight, will they fight? I can't answer that question, but all I can tell you is that I am not confident that they will fight. I'm not. I ordered it on Black Prom and I had no technical issues. Yo, you lying, XMB August? That's crazy. That's crazy. Fam, I like these arguments because it tells me about the person's psyche. This is called deflecting, right? He'll say, simp fans be laughing, but 90% of y'all got stock images. Yeah, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. And you're trying to deflect to them because what I said must have been true. You're just not confident. Why is there a picture of a random statue where your face should be? Because you don't like your face. And women don't either. It's that simple. It really is that simple, you know. Vinny Pazienza said it best. They tell you it's not that simple, but it is. It is that simple. Shout out to Vinny Pazienza, my fellow Capricorn. Karma's here. Sí, la karma está rica. Ya tú sabes, la karma está rica. None of Coach Malachi haters pulled up ringside. Yeah, Coach Malachi was in the building, man. He's in the building. I guess none of his haters was in Omaha, Nebraska yesterday. T-Bud, yeah, but Pacquiao, like, I don't even know if Pacquiao really being for real about fighting. Like, come on, B, that man is 46 years old, bro. That man is 40. Bro, you writing paragraphs and shit. Bro, all I know is that you gotta, only way you feel confident to use the web is to just pull random statues of shit. Picture, like, because you know, like, you could write whatever you want. You and I both know. You know, bro. Motherfucker got a whole explanation. Let me write this paragraph about why I feel I need to hide behind Google stock images. Shut that shit up. The fuck out of here, bro. CCD, the guy with the troll cartoon profile, is a known goofball. I was on the panel. He said Wilder looks like a, oh, what? What he said? Yeah, these fucking guys that can't get no pussy, man. They just fucking run around. Oh, he said that? Well, I don't give a shit, bro. I'm making money regardless, so I don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Motherfucker could be out getting some money, could be out macking a joint, trying to get laid. You don't want to do that. Do you think Demetrius Andre and Jermall Charlo will finally fight now that they are both PBC? Well, I mean, both Charlo and Benavidez are PBC, and they haven't fought. Both Leo Santa Cruz and Ray Vargas, they're PBC. They were supposed to fight, but they're not. Before that, Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell, they're both PBC fighters. They didn't fight. Unified champion Jarrett Hurd never got around to fighting Jermell Charlo. The list goes on. Right now, Deontay Wilder is talking about fighting Joshua instead of Ruiz. Do you think that Ruiz is going to fight Frankie Sanchez? Frankie needs a fight. Frankie needs a name. Is Ruiz going to be that name? Essentially, what I'm getting at is that just because they're on the same side of the street, that doesn't mean that Charlo suddenly wants to fight. That's what I'm getting at. If he takes the fight, great. But do I think he's going to take it? Nah, I don't. Being real. Let Manny use all the pads and he's a live dog. Yeah, I agree with that. Opposite the ring, Spence, on some pads, I like his chances. Yeah, man, I'm doing what the girls do to you, bro. I'm ignoring you. What the fuck you want me to do? The fuck you want me to do? Fuck I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to look for his comments and shit? No, bro, I'm doing what everybody else does to you. I'm ignoring you. I got better shit to do. The fuck? He's suspected. No, you suspected, you fucking idiot. Oh, shit. Motherfucker thought he's gonna come here and life was gonna be different and shit. No, motherfucker, you get ignored here too. The fuck? Thought it was gonna be different? It's not different, bro. Here's the secret. I have cameras, satellite imaging from your house. I already know what you look like. You should be ashamed of yourself, bro. Get a better wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? Is Errol using the car crash as an excuse to start his ped cycle? I don't know, man. Probably. He could say, "Yo, I need a TUE because I got into an accident." You know what I mean? Like, he could say that, like, I need a TUE, I need a therapeutic use exemption to use some corticosteroids so I could get stronger. Bro, Errol is, I don't even care about that shit like that, to be real with you. You know what I mean? Because I've been made up my mind. If they fight, great, I got Bud. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, only Spence fans want to spend all this time argue. Like, bro, don't nobody want to talk to y'all stupid motherfuckers. You don't understand that? You're dumb. Nobody want to talk to you about no boxing because you're fucking dumb. He was doing that with Mikey so he could show he could outbox him. Bro, Errol said at the press conference he was trying to knock Mikey out. He said that while you over here running game. Like man, get away. Goofy motherfuckers. Lil Zane ass motherfuckers. A lot of y'all motherfuckers is Lil Zane on some real shit. I'm sorry, Karma. I'm sorry. Te quiero mucho. But he sucks. Spence fans got nothing about boxing. Yeah, like, the fuck out. Why would I be sitting here still arguing? Bro, if you got Spence, just pick Spence and live, bro. But I ain't about to be arguing with you about this shit when you know and I know he about to fight Thurman. So then what the fuck? Motherfucker about to fight Thurman. He about to fight Thurman. You want to talk about Bud because don't nobody give a fuck about no Keith Thurman. You give a fuck about that high hairline ass motherfucker? Ugh. Here's the link, bro. Here's the link. I'm going to shoot you the link, bro. If you act stupid or try to just do some dumb shit, I'm going to kick you out. There's nothing you could do about it. And you don't have an audience, so who the fuck are you going to tell? Go ahead, click the link. I'm waiting. There you go. That's Boxing Nerd, and that's Avo Dave. I'm waiting for, what's his name? What's his name, man? Kill or be killed CBD, like the CBD oil?
Oh my goodness.
Can I just say that, yo, if Errol gets hit by a fucking Bud right hand, he gonna be speaking patois.
Yo, I'll tell you what, bro. I'll tell you what. In all likelihood, they probably not never gonna fight. So I don't get stuck on. Y'all gotta save a spot for this kid, bro. Save a spot for that kid, whatever his name is, and don't interrupt him. Just let him talk. Like, let him say his piece, cause
I was gonna let you.
Somebody gotta go. Somebody gotta go. It's all, now it ain't no slots for him. Somebody gotta drop off.
Worst case scenario, put me in the back room. Let him get his point across. If he says something stupid, put me on. Whatever. Go from there.
Got you. It's two people in the backstage, and Villain and Drew drop off. I'm trying to get that kid on here, man.
If the glove don't fit, you must quit. That's all I hear when I listen to them talk.
Bro, I don't even like. You know what this shit is? It's all that stuff that these guys do are things that a 12-year-old would do. Like seriously, like, bro, there's nothing wrong with the glove, bro. Like, it's fuck out of here. Like, that's just a lot of dumb shit. Motherfucker don't got time for that dumb shit. Like,
they're really they're reaching at this point. They'll say anything. They really
will. Like,
respectfully, I disagree with you. There was something wrong with the glove. You see, it was loaded with Terrence Crawford's fist,
which is a weapon.
And when it went up, and when it went to Avanesian's forehead, his chin. In physics, we call that impact, and the impact, shattered it completely. You see.
Yeah, I mean, it is true that is a weapon. So I definitely see where you're coming from. I
Yo,
do see
Jules, I gotta admit, this is a conspiracy because I had to tell George Bush that Errol Spence just crashed his second car.
Bro, he crashed that car so he could duck Spence. I mean, so he could duck Crawford. He
Oh
got
my
in
God.
another accident. He got in another accident so he could duck Crawford.
Yeah, he ducked himself.
Is he here yet?
No, he still isn't. That's Drew backstage.
Yeah, you see, this
Come
is why you
on,
can't. You,
where's the guy? Come on, you fucking clown. Join the panel,
You
bro.
asked the link. He dropped it. Where you at?
you see, you can't take you can't take these people seriously, man, because they don't want it, man. Again, their element is the keyboard.
Yeah, literally, like,
Bro, he asked for the link like 7 times.
and I just, I
And he ain't
fucking,
here. And he
and
ain't
he's
here
still
yet.
not here. He literally was right there when I put the link. I'm like, see, this is, and listen, my birthday coming up. I'm too old for these little childish ass games. Like,
Yeah, man, he don't want to
These
jump on.
These dudes got a sick fetish, so when you pay attention to them, they get all excited and
yeah,
it's
his
stage fright.
little wee wee got hard at home. Like, dude, you can see me.
He said, Jules, he said you're nervous and dropped the link. And he never
You
even
know,
showed up.
Jules bodied him. What did he say? You're ignoring me. He's like, yeah, like the ladies do.
Man.
By the way, Jules, blow up my pic, the Lensa app. It gave me a perm. Look at that shit.
Yo, I seen that shit too, bro. They turned you into chocolate rain.
Hey.
Go to death and once again, chocolate rain.
Dog, they had one of mine looking like I'm related to Inoue.
Bro, you look like Shinsuke Yamanaka, bro.
Yeah.
That
Bro,
state literally turned him into Shinsuke Yamanaka.
Bro,
It
I had
was
to buy
fire.
that. I had to buy that thing twice just from different perspectives, and they all made me look like Post Malone. Man, I was very devastated.
Bro, listen,
Show them. You gotta show that.
listen. I got one. I use one thing, right? And everything they sent me is a variation of either an astronaut or Superman. We got Kevin Sanchez. Maybe that's him. Is that him?
No,
Oh.
I'm just sorry.
Wait, you have the guy in the chat, Jay. What's his name? Jay Parker wants to go on.
Jay Parker. Who's Jay? Let me see. Who's Jay Parker? Who's Jay Parker? Are you asking me to go on, bro? I'm ready to get on and talk with you all. I'm not Ab Dick.
But that's not the guy.
No, that ain't him, man.
No, I don't.
It
That's
was-
not
it
me.
was-
That's not me. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
It was
Sorry.
the dude who had like this like 90s cartoon looking gremlin
Yo,
on.
he disappeared. He disappeared from the chat.
Are we
told
going?
you. He
you see
when I shot him the link, he had like a little fucking
His
He's
screen name is Kill or Be Killed.
He's still there.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
could
don't know
tag
where
him. He's
that-
still
I don't
there.
know
He's
where
watching.
he's at. That the one with the 90s. Yeah, that's just fucking.
He's still there
fucking
though.
retarded.
It's
I can
alright,
tag
bro.
him.
Hey, you said something. You said something, Jules, about the schedule, and I wanted to clarify what you said. Realistically, they got like all the fights they announced PBC. That's like 6 pay-per-views, aren't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that at minimum, you know that Thurman versus Spence is a pay-per-view indefinitely. We know Hector Garcia versus Davis is a pay-per-view.
Why
So
would that
and
be a
then we know-
pay-per-view fight? Why would that be a pay-per-view fight? And if it's a pay-per-view fight, why you think? How much you think it will sell? You don't mind me asking.
To be real, which one? Thurman and Spence?
Yeah, that's right.
120.
I would say maybe between 200 and 225.
It don't
Maybe
do over 100.
Okay.
It don't do over 100 to me.
And then-
I think
and
that's
then
fine.
after
You
that-
know, it might, because you know what the shit about Thurman is? This is the shit about Thurman. He'll say something that'll make you want to watch him get the shit beat out of him. And
Yeah,
I
that's
can
true.
see that.
That's
Like
true. That's true.
because he talk like, and
He does
even
have to
though
get the gab.
yeah, like because he talk, I'm like, I could see him saying some corny shit, and then like I need to watch him get knocked out. Like I might buy it. I'm like, I need to watch.
And then after that, when you got a Wilder's a pay-per-view, Caleb Plant versus Benavidez is a pay-per-view.
yeah, that's a pay-per-view, bro. You know that's a pay-per-view, bro.
So if someone was right, and we're not looking to maybe August to maybe Spence and Crawford.
Bro, and you know what the thing is too? Those are all within proximity of each other if you think about, because Davis versus Garcia is early January, right?
And then April if he goes with Ryan.
And then fucking
April.
exactly, and then fucking God, this shit is supposed to be in March. Benavidez and Plant. That's supposed to be in
March. Yeah, March.
Hey, fellas, correct me if I'm wrong, Julius. Doesn't Crawford have a mandatory coming up in May?
No, it will be June. It will be June.
it's in May.
It'll be June.
He's mandated.
It'll be
May or
around
June, but all the same, I like it. I believe that it'll be Virgil, and
Yeah,
you know,
Virgil.
it'll be
fight.
Virgil.
That's a good fight.
So
It can't be.
Sheldon, I said it. I said it a month. No, I said it about 4 weeks ago that I don't think Spence gonna happen. But if we could get Bud versus Ortiz, I'll take it.
Oh hell yeah!
Now, let me ask you, Jules.
Didn't Virgil go try to fight Stanley Owens?
No, yes, he did. Yes, he did. That's the problem. And look, I like Virgil as a fighter, right? But I'm not his publicist. It's not my job to explain what he does. And what he did is petition the WBA. That's what he did. You didn't petition the WBO. You petitioned the WBA for Stanley Owens.
Thank you.
So,
dang it. That's what someone tweeted that. Everybody's petitioning every belt except the WBO. Exactly. Why is that? That's some sucker shit.
But look, here's the thing: it's tough to petition when you have when you can go the WBC route. Watch when they put Keith Thurman in front of him, you know, you get dumbfounded. You'd be like, "Whoa, what?"
I'm just saying that. Look, I like Virgil. I like him as a fighter. You know, I do. Like, I think he's a great young fighter.
I think he beats Crawford. Easy.
I don't. Honestly, right now.
I think he does. Easy right now.
No,
easy. Like I won't even,
ready for that.
I swear I put my whole savings in it. I'll put my whole inheritance.
Please do. Please do.
Not do that.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
No, matter of fact, I'll tell you what.
I'll put my inheritance.
No, I'll tell you what. This is the bet you should take because we don't even know if they're gonna fight. The bet you should take is whether or not he's even gonna petition the WBO for the fight.
I don't even think he has to because I think that the WBO is coming up where what is it May or June, I believe one of you guys said it,
bro. That's like
coming up
now, bro.
You guys remember you're talking in but look, look, it's a business. Boxing is a business. You guys said it multiple times before, right? Boxing is a business.
Yeah, but hold on,
Kevin. A percentage.
Kevin, you talking over everybody, bro.
Chill out. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, boxing is a business, but if you wanted Crawford, you'd be going after Crawford.
And this has to be said. This has to be said. What evidence, based on what Golden Boy has been doing the last 9 months, makes you think they'll even put fucking Virgil in there with Bud?
I don't think they will, because look, I like Zepeda, for example. Do I think Zepeda is scared of Shakur? Absolutely not. I don't think he's scared of Shakur. But what did Oscar say? It's not the right time for that fight, and we're not doing that.
It's a business.
And let me ask you a question, Kevin. Let me ask you a question. Wasn't McKinson versus Virgil a WBO title eliminator?
Guess it was, obviously.
Okay, so if that was an eliminator, and you are now the mandatory challenger to Bud Crawford, why have you not put in your paperwork to petition for the fight?
Because again, you representing the fighter. You want to make sure you get the most. You want to make sure when your fighter goes up against look, why isn't Lee Wood fighting Leo Santa Cruz? Because
I'm not asking you about Lee Wood. We're not talking about Lee Wood.
Let me tell you, because it has everything to do with my answer. You want my answer, right? Yeah, what's your answer? Exactly. Okay, so I'm telling you what exactly my answer, and I'm trying to paint a picture for you, right? So you can get the picture, right? So why wouldn't you allow me to paint the picture for you?
Go ahead.
Land the plane, bro. Land the plane.
Leo Santa Cruz with Leo Wood, it's a 75-25, right? It's the same thing. Golden Boy is a business. Let's cut the crap.
First split. I get it. First split, but why is he petitioning for the WBA?
Let's cut the crap.
Why is he petitioning for the WBA though?
So why would I take the percentage?
Wait. I got a mediator.
Why would I force the mandatory Crawford?
You're getting hormonal, son. You're getting hormonal.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
That for, dude?
You're not answering the question. It was a simple question.
I answered the question.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
About Leo Santa Cruz. I'm gonna do it for you. Let me do this for you.
Go ahead.
Leo Wood just ducked Leo Santa Cruz, so that must mean Virgil.
Okay, so now, okay, like I said,
you brought him up. You brought him up.
So are you going to are you going to take 25% of 75? Are you going to take 25%?
Wait a minute. Did the WBO give a purse split? No.
What you mean they didn't? They talk about.
What are you talking about?
So what are we talking? Well, so what
are you? What are you talking about?
So you're talking about me? Are you talking about me? What?
Bro, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. You need to chill.
Jesus.
You need to chill. You need to chill the fuck out, bro. You need to calm your ass down. You need to calm your ass down.
I love it. I love it. Cut this.
We ain't talking about.
We gotta hurt the fanboy, fellas.
I'm about to mute everybody because this is simple. This is simple. All right, bro. Be quiet. Shut up. The WBO has not ordered that fight. They haven't even assigned a split for that fight. Lee Wood versus Leo Santa Cruz got ordered. That fight between Bud and Virgil did not get ordered. So you making shit up. There ain't no 75-25 split for Ortiz versus Crawford. That fight didn't even get ordered yet. What are you talking about?
What do we know? What do we know right now? We know that Virgil's next fight is not going to be Crawford. That's what we know.
This is what we know. This is what we know. This is what we know. This is what we know. This is what we know.
What the fuck? What we doing?
You're not answering the question. That's what we're doing.
All right, brother. Can I answer it, or are you gonna shut the fuck up?
Okay, I'm waiting for you.
Obviously, somebody's not letting me talk. So what the fuck?
Well, you getting loud, homeboy, man. Chill.
I mean, that's your mic.
Do you get attention from women the way you're talking so aggressive?
So let me talk.
No, the issue ain't that you're talking. The issue is that you're talking over everyone else. So like, bro,
calm down.
Someone else was talking when you cut him off.
Brother, I can't even speak.
You're being hormonal, like Virtuoso said. You're being hormonal.
I can't even speak. You asked me a question, I can't even speak. So what's the fucking?
Okay. Well, let him answer.
All right, everybody, be quiet. Everybody on the panel, be quiet, or I'll kick out the whole panel and do this shit by myself.
Thank you.
Well, let him answer.
Now, I have a question. Did Virgil petition the WBO?
No, but we will probably.
All right, that's all I needed. I didn't ask. Did he petition the WBO? Yes or no?
Anybody can get the yeah. No.
Did he? No, right? Who did he petition? Who did he petition? Because out of his own mouth, he said he petitioned.
Brother, you asked me a question.
Which one?
I said no. What do you want me to do?
All right, now who did he petition? Because he petitioned someone. Do you know who?
The WBO is over. I'm gonna stick to the WBO. I'm not gonna change my. I'm not gonna.
Bro, I don't need you. Listen, this is the fun. Listen, this is the fun part. This is the fun part. As much as you try to talk,
the same thing I said about Boots. If you really want the fight, put the paperwork in and petition for it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I think Boots is that's villain. I think Boots is a good fighter, but you talking a lot and you not doing a lot. You're not trying to get Bud, bro. You saying a lot of shit, but your promoter is going after the IBF. I don't care what you talking about. I really care what you doing. And what you doing. You're going after the IBF. You said, this is what he said. Oh, how could he say my name never came up, but he fighting Avanesian? Bro, ain't you on Showtime? Yeah. Did Showtime offer Bud your name? No. So what's the problem? Would you fight on Black Prime? No, you can't. You want under contract for Showtime. So you acting. What I see, and I hate to say it, Boots is acting. Virgil is acting. It's simple. Y'all talking that fly shit, but you trying to fight Stanionis, bro. You talking that fly shit, but you about to fight a dude named Karen.
Speak on it.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, because
both of y'all talking a lot of. Both of y'all talking a lot of just a lot of. But you know what you doing. You know what your team doing. You said it yourself. Y'all asking for Stanionis. I have a question. Is Stanionis a bigger name than Crawford?
No.
Why you want to fight for a Reggie when you could fight for a fool?
Thank you.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This this sport is fantastic, but the fan base.
It's
man,
toxic
I'm
as
losing
fuck.
what little hair I have left, and my blood pressure just shoots to the roof.
I mean, because Boots said all that, right? He's talking about like, oh, why did my name come up? Okay, when did you send the Bud an offer?
Basically, like you know what this shit is? I'll tell you what. A lot of the fighters hide behind the fact that they know who do the business. But if you wanted Bud, you would tell Cameron Duncan, get me Bud. It's not complicated. Just like the phone tag shit with Charlo, Andre, and Hearn. Hearn told you he has an offer for you. Hearn messaged you and emailed you, yo, I got an offer for you. So if you want the fight, you know what you do, Al, make it happen. If you want the fight. If you don't want the fight, oh, you gotta call. All right, bro, you don't want to fight. It's not complicated. It's not complicated.
We can agree.
Simple.
Now, Deed says he knew he gets Butler in 3 or 4 rounds. Might be sooner than that. And when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to Boots, yeah, Boots is nice, but you haven't done anything for me to be. I'm sorry, you haven't done anything.
We can collectively agree. We can collectively agree that when these guys are young and they're in contender mode, it's fairly easy to make these fights happen. It's generally when these guys get older, they've had bigger fights, they demand bigger paydays, they have bigger demands. That's when it gets difficult. So if Virgil Ortiz wanted to make that fight, it would be very, very simple. All he has to do is petition for it and it happens, or it's on its way to happening.
I mean, it's more important, like the kid that was on here, that kid wasn't serious. But in a serious sense, if we're going to have a serious conversation about what's happening at welterweight, well, Virgil, look, you're a good fighter, good kid, whatever, right? But your team is petitioning for the WBA. That's all I see. And the only reason I know that is because you said it. Why ain't you petitioning for the WBO?
How can you defend something that comes out of a man's mouth? How are you going to defend a guy? If I tell you the sky's blue and you're a fan of mine, they go, no, he didn't say that. He says red.
Because a lot of these, look, man, I'm telling you that a lot of these dudes like sucking dick. Oh, y'all think I say that shit to be funny? A lot of these dudes is Lil Zane, B. A lot of these.
I just say this. That dude was a Virgil Dick rider. I'm sorry.
You know who I think that was?
I think that was the Killer Be Killed guy.
That was the Killer Be Killed guy.
Oh yeah.
No, the Killer Be Killed guy was the guy who was saying the N-word.
Makes sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. The Kevin, it was a kid, right? He came on. His name was Kevin Sanchez.
Kevin Sanchez.
That was the Killer Be Killed guy.
That's probably him.
Yeah.
He just hiding.
Right. Yep.
The thing
You know what I'm
is,
saying? Now, nobody say nothing. Listen, Kevin, right? Check this shit out. No matter how funny you thought that was, you still not getting no pussy today.
Well, good news is I don't think his balls descended just yet.
Don't say nothing. Wow. You're not getting no pussy this week, probably this month.
Probably
this Christmas, you'll spend it alone, beating your dick, sitting at home. That's happy holidays, you bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, happy holiday. If that shit, yo, listen, if coming on here and acting retarded made your month,
that's gotta be
good for you. More power to you.
If we don't know nothing, we know Kevin Sanchez is not gonna get no pussy for the rest of the year.
He's gotta be.
That's even his real name. Shit.
Probably for the next 2-3 years.
Even if
you want to try to make... you know how I know that? If you could get laid, you would not be doing dumb shit like that.
So, if I can make just a point that this is just something I've been seeing that's been echoed in the boxing community for a while. Like, it's like they expect Crawford to do everything. Oh, he has to send it to Boots. He has to send it to Virgil. He has to do this. These guys. He's not even like, bro. At what point is it on the people who want the belt to, do their part of the job and send all the information?
That's the other shit that they know he's a networking promotional free agent without a promoter to bankroll the fights, right? So the onus to do the fight is actually on Ennis.
The challenger.
Why? You the mandatory, ain't you?
Yep.
Don't you want to be the man? Don't you want the fight or whatever the fuck, right? You got to do something to get it, bro. That's what that whole process is for. And the fact that you have a promoter, the fact that you have a network behind you, it shouldn't be, oh yeah, Crawford, bro, if you want him, go get him. It's not complicated. You don't want him. I'm sorry to say, the more I keep hearing about Boots and shit, the more I see a pawn. Like, he a pawn, bro. He's just a pawn. They trying to prop him up as the next one, as the boogeyman. Bro, you fighting a dude named Karen, bro.
You're right, though, Jules. Here's the thing. None of these dudes really want, but even Manny Pacquiao, he was ready to take whatever for Spence. Oh, I need 40 for Bud. All these dudes is ducking Bud still. He looked great at 35, still the best closer, has knocked everybody out at welterweight. Come on, man. We know what it is.
Man, they don't want to take the Boogeyman Bud challenge.
He dropped amnesia.
What did he say in that last interview? You guys remember?
Nah, I didn't see the last interview.
He said, look.
He said Coach Shelton was wrong about Zerto.
He said, ain't nobody jumping up and down to fight Bud Crawford.
He not wrong.
He said he was open to fighting Boots and Virgil, man.
Look, this is the shit. Stefan Espinoza, right? The people, and I blame Stefan more than Cameron because the truth is that the money comes from Stefan and Showtime to finance the fight. So, if what Stefan Espinoza wanted was for Boots to get a title shot, you already know that Spence not gonna fight him. You know that because you talk to Spence all the time, so you know that. And if it was your aim to create the next star for Showtime, you get him Crawford. It's not complicated. Like, really, it's not complicated, bro. This kid is signed to your network. He doesn't box off platform. He literally cannot box off platform. So it's not like he can go to Black Prom and take whatever money they got for him. No, he can't do that. He's under contract. He's a Showtime fighter. So if Showtime wanted to make Crawford versus Spence, they would send Crawford versus Ennis, they would send Crawford an offer. It's not complicated. Like, none of that shit is as complicated as people make it out to be. It's actually very simple. He's a network and promotional free agent. There's no reason you can't make him an offer to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. But did you? No. So what the fuck?
Hey, ring on Q. I'm gonna drop off. Unbiased wants to jump on.
All right, bro.
All right. Thanks for letting me on, guys.
All right, no problem.
The panel don't tend to be that explosive.
That wasn't explosive, bro. That was
stupid, bro.
That was a kid.
That was an emotional man-child having a temper tantrum.
Nah, I wouldn't even give him that much dignity. That was just some kid who would never say that word in a real life setting because it'd get the shit beat out of him.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Like I can't even act like you was really on some boxing shit. You just a little peckerwood weirdo. You know, like I ain't even worth talking about. Like, man, listen, man, get out of here, B.
But yeah, you know what the funny shit is? That's how weird people are. That's their little, like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
that's
because
how fucking deranged people are.
Well, no, it's a fear thing that he knows that he not gonna go to the local Walmart talking like that because that twists his little ass up like a pretzel. He knows that. Like, he knows that. Like, on some real that's why you go on the internet for that. Because if you go outside and do that, motherfuckers will beat the fucking doodle out of you, bro. You
can say whatever you want. I mean, when you're online, you can say whatever you want. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Please explain to me that debacle we saw at Madison Square Garden last night.
Oh, I know what. Look, let me just say this, Shelton. And you know that I'm not big on Teofimo. You know that. Everybody knows that. That I'm not.
I'm not either. I never have been.
I'm not one of his apologists, but I could tell you wholeheartedly, I could count on one hand how many people I'd pick to beat Sandor and beat him for real. I could count on one hand. It's not a lot. A dude like that's going to fight negative and stay on the outside and he not going to engage. It's hard for you to look good against somebody like that. It just is, bro.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But, hey, Jules, the fact that Teo's sitting there saying, oh, well, do I still got it? I mean, he's done as a fighter if he's thinking
yeah, but that addresses, to me, when I seen him, like, I know where you coming from. I got you. But that addresses the issues with his father, the issues with his wife, that by all rights, you're not gonna look good against Sandor Martin, bro, because he's not gonna fight you. He's going back foot, lateral move, occasional counter. He's not gonna try to hold the center of the ring. I can't think of a lot of guys. I can't even think of a lot of real 140s. Like, I could count on one hand the guys who I think would beat him. Regis, let me say it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think Regis will get him because Regis hits hard enough that if he gets through once, he can get through twice. And if he get through twice, he can take him out. Subriel Matias, I think he could get him because he's not a small 140. And for Teofimo, who is small, you need to be close to these guys just to hit him. Whereas Subriel, he's tall enough, long enough. He could catch him with some straight shots from the outside, and maybe he could do some damage to slow him down and then start wailing on him. Those are the only two guys in the whole of 140 that I think could really knock his ass out because he's not going to stand and fight. He's not.
Yeah.
And Matias is aggressive enough, too. He's aggressive.
Effective aggression is not in Sandor's vocabulary, unfortunately.
Now, we got unbiased fan in the building. Unbiased fan, what it do?
Bro, listening to you is like fresh air right now. Like real talk. Listening to you right now is fresh air. I had to come outside for this because you're making sense with the unsensible, and I appreciate it. It's common sense, and the thing is, people don't like to use common sense. They like to roll with a narrative, or roll with a fighter, or roll with a promotional company instead of just looking at the landscape and seeing what it actually is. And I just want to say I appreciate you, bro, because the last 5 minutes of what you just said just hit home. It just really hit home, because if people really wanted to get that smoke with Bud, they would have petitioned for it.
Exactly.
It's just that easy.
Exactly. Let me say this. See, with Bud, they've been playing a game for about 4 or 5 years now, to where we gonna say he ain't fought nobody while nobody want to fight him. Keith sat out for 2 years, bro. If you wanted Bud, you could have got him. If you wanted him, you sat out for 2 years between the Pacquiao fight and the Barrios fight. If you wanted Bud, you could have got him. Danny, they made you an offer for $3 million plus and an upside of a pay-per-view. If you wanted Bud, you could have got him. Moreover, if you wanted Pacquiao, you could have got him, because everybody forgot. In 2015, Bob Arum offered him $3.5 million and an upside of a pay-per-view to come over and fight Manny. And he said, no, I only fight if I get what Manny gets. His words, verbatim. Them guys on that side of the street, they don't want to fight nobody, bro. They only want to fight each other. They don't want to fight them other guys.
But Jules, you can't even use that side of the street no more, because Bud's a free agent. So now you can't even use that excuse, because now it's all on you to get him.
Now let me address this. I agree with you. I agree that I don't like his feet. El negro bembón. I agree. I don't like Subriel's feet. Pero porque él es alto y él es largo, he doesn't need to be close to Sandor to hit him with punches. He could throw straight shots from the outside and hit him on his way out. And if he does that enough times, that dude caught a body, bro. He hit that hard that he caught a body. All right, that dude hit hard for real. And I think either Subriel or Regis, they could beat Sandor because they hit hard enough to beat Sandor. But a little dude like Teofimo, nah, man. You don't hit that hard at 40. And I've been said that like, you was big for 35. You not big for 40, bro. Them guys up there, and I said it, bro. I said it after the Regis fight, and somebody in the comments was saying, nah, Teofimo, man, go ahead, B. Let them put him in there with Regis. I would feel sorry for Teofimo, how bad he would whoop his ass.
The way Teo's looking, unless Teo gets a new trainer, because he need to listen. I understand family is family. I respect, holding your family down, but he needs to get a certified trainer, because he's actually regressing as a boxer right now, because he's not getting the proper instructions that he needs as a fighter to advance himself in his career. And until he does that, if he goes against some of these top guys on 140, he's gonna go down.
Like, I'll tell you what, he's a counterpuncher at his very best, right? At his very best. Teofimo fighting his fight and fighting it his way. All he is a counterpuncher. He's not a bad counterpuncher. I'm not going to say he's bad, but I see a thing where, look, if you tried that with Subriel, he's going to take your best shots. Where you would get respect with the counter at 35, you may not even get that at 40 with some of these guys. He might walk through some of that shit and piece you at the tail end of the combination. He'll do that enough times that he will break you down. With Regis, I think Regis ain't got to hit him but once.
You have to agree, though. Well, I don't disagree with anything anybody says. I think what a lot of people are not paying attention to, and I'm not a psychologist nor a therapist, but when you have family drama and you have a young guy who's emotional on national live television, and his wife looks like she just ate a goddamn lemon, you can just see, obviously that guy's got a lot of turmoil and trauma in his life. He's trying to fight at the highest level, having to deal with the national exposure, having to deal with a national promoter, having to deal with all of that stress. I think it's going to affect his boxing, besides the fact that also he's got a dad who is, at this point in time, can't take him any farther. So I think there's a lot more going on to it than that's even led on. And it's pretty easy to see.
I'll say this. Let me say this. We all got baggage, though, right? We all do. And we all got baggage, and I'm not knocking him per se, but what I'm saying is, in spite of your baggage, all of us, we still have to get the job done to some degree, because the landlord don't care about, I don't get along with my dad. The landlord don't care about that shit. Con Ed don't care about that shit. T-Mobile, AT&T, whatever you got going, they don't care about that shit. Bills still got to get paid, and money still has to get made.
while you know I'm not disagreeing with you, because you and I have kind of the same mindset. All I'm trying to say is that his level of baggage, his level of being under a microscope is different than, say, some of his normal guys. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying I can see through his lens, and he's also a young kid. Because again, I'm almost twice the guy's age, and if I had to deal with that at that age, it would be difficult. Again, I'm not making excuses for the guy, but I can at least kind of understand.
I sympathize.
Sympathize is probably the better word.
Yeah, I do feel bad for him.
I do agree with you though. He's a man. He's got to take care of responsibility. We all have stresses.
I sympathize, but I feel that those are the failures of his father. Why? If that's my son, he don't marry that tortoise. I don't care.
With all due respect, though, his dad's not doing him any favors either. Acting like a whole ass on national TV.
Yeah, with the golden suit, you know.
Look, let me say this. I get all of that, right? But I'm not into the tragedy talk. This is why I'm not into the tragedy talk. It's a lot of guys whose background is fucked up. For example, Bud, who we just talked about, he got shot right in his head and drove himself to the hospital. You feel me? Everybody has shit that happens in life, not exclusive to pugilists. Everybody has shit that happens in life. And the decision to break the chain and start changing shit is always up to you.
And then maybe he needs to pause his career for 6 months and step back and get his shit in order then, so he can be the best version of himself.
That's why, but that's a big part of the reason I'm not into the tragedy talk, because I'm like, listen, fam, a lot of the time you be knowing what the problem is and you just scared to fix it. A lot of something be going on, like low key, like if you not making enough bread and you scraping, well, you know what's going on. You know where you work at. You know what the next check gonna look like. You know what the next week of work gonna look. You know all of that. So who's it on to change that?
You. I agree. I don't want.
Now, Bing. Let me finish. You was just on national TV asking your people, "Yo, do I even have it anymore?" So you feel like you don't have it anymore. In other words, because you asking them. So that means you feel that your training and your performances is not up to scratch. So who's it on for you to go back and get Joey Gamache or get you a Buddy McGirt or just something, change something? Who's that on?
You. Facts.
I
just want to make a statement real quick. Boxing scientists, you need to change your name, bro, because you are absolutely delusional. How the hell you gonna say Crawford is ducking Ortiz? How? How? Wow.
Listen, you know what this shit is? I have come to understand that tribalism in sports is a necessary component in order to generate revenue. That's why New Yorkers root for the Jets, the Giants, and sometimes the Bills. That's why they root for the Yankees or the Mets. I understand there's a tribal component in all of sports that is geared towards generating revenue. But unfortunately for guys like me, unfortunately, there's always going to be people like that choose to believe bullshit because they like a fighter. But the reality is, you could have petitioned the WBO as easily as you petitioned the WBA, but you didn't because you don't really want that fight.
So I would say, I would say he's got the Canelo treatment going right now. No matter what he does, it's not good enough because he should have fought that guy.
Yeah,
he should have fought the other guy. It's
you bringing up, for example, what did Virgil do that's supposed to make me think that Crawford is scared of him? What, Mean Machine? Crawford beat Mean Machine.
Yep.
When he was undefeated.
But the fashion upon which he beat Mean Machine, but it's the fashion, the eye test.
Look, a lot of these motherfuckers think they Eddie Futch, and I'll tell you what, this is what you do.
That triangle theory don't necessarily work either, because what one person did in another fight doesn't.
All I'm saying is, I look at the proven fighters. There was people, and I remember because this was only a few weeks ago. Regis Prograis is a proven 140-pound fighter without a shadow of a doubt. He went balls to the wall with the number one super lightweight at the time, which was Josh Taylor. Didn't go down, didn't go out. Proven. Beat the shit out of Kirill Rillick. Made it look fucking easy. You know what I'm saying? He beat the shit out of whoever you put him in there with, regardless of their rank. He's a proven fighter. But because Teofimo beat Loma, I'm supposed to think, Teofimo got work for Regis. I said it then. Them videos is up. Teo is not built for that fight. You're not.
No, the issue with Teo is when the heat is on, will he fold or will he stand up? And the thing is, you can't translate him beating Loma, when Loma's at his maximum weight cap, he is at his limit. He can't go no higher than where he's at. He's small 135.
Now listen, I did a weekend recap for Prograde versus Zepeda. If you go in the comments of that video, it says weekend recap on the thumbnail. You're gonna see a comment where the dude like, oh, Regis is sloppy, T.O. this, T.O. I'm like, bro, it's either one, and I'm gonna just say it because I'm tired about it. Either you Honduran or you Spanish, and you fuck with him because he's Spanish, and I don't care about that shit. I'm Spanish, and I tell you, he'll get his motherfucking ass whooped. That's all. I care about the facts, motherfucker. I don't care about all that other shit.
That's what we call being objective.
If you put T.O. in that ring with Regis in his next fight, that kid goes to the hospital and he may not box again.
Legitimately, I think that's a weakness. And if you have to hide behind something that has to do with like color, language, culture, whatever, just be objective about something. Something can be right and wrong.
You know what? I'll say this. I will allow people their right to root for whoever they like for whatever fucking reason, because I don't care. That's none of my business. You see what I mean? If you tell me, well, I fuck with all the fighters in Brooklyn, more power to you because you're from Brooklyn. Cool. More power to you. That's your business. But I'm talking boxing. But I'm talking boxing. And boxing don't got shit to do with your fucking area code. It don't.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
You fly the same fly. That shit don't got nothing to do with nothing.
Bro, a lot of these fans got their whole opinions behind like the culture, and like if you're gonna like, center your whole boxing opinions around nationalism. Listen, do me a favor. Take your flag, right, and wrap it around your eyes, because that's how you judge opinions on boxing.
You might as well like look. All the American fighters ain't good because they American. Case in point, Ryan Martin went to the Hydro 2018. He went over there juiced. Nobody knew until after the fight. He went over there juiced to the gills on performance enhancers just to underperform against Josh Taylor. You're not special because you're an American fighter. No more than you special because you're an Honduran fighter or Puerto Rican fighter or Mexican. That shit don't work like that. It don't. And if you can't see that, that's between you and your optometrist. All I'm telling you is if they make that, you and your optometrist, all I'm telling you is if they make Lopez versus Prograde, I got Prograde. That's all I can tell you.
The thing about it is this: real fight fans that are objective put the sport first over culture, any fighter, etc. You put the
but I ain't virtue signaling either. I'm not virtue signaling either because, like I said, that's sports in general. Any team sport. In LA, they're going to root for the Lakers. In New York, they're going to root for the Knicks. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
You're allowed to have your favorites, but you just can't put it over the sport and be blind about it,
No, but here's the truth. You can. You actually can. Yes, you can, because people do it all the time. They do it on YouTube. They do it on Twitter. They do it on Facebook. They do it in boxing. You actually can. The disconnect is you cannot bother me with that. I don't care about any of that bullshit. I don't care. That makes no difference to me. When you get a guy, for example, if Country makes a video and he says, well, I think so-and-so is going to win because of this. And then a guy comes to you, no, and you know that what's motivating him is a flag. That's where he fucked up at. See, you could have felt that way without telling me, bro. But you telling me, so now I got to talk to you like, fam, I don't care if you and Virgil went to school together. I don't give a shit if he lives in your state. I don't give a fuck if y'all's in the same kindergarten class. The fuck that shit mean to me?
They got nothing to do with the punches is being thrown.
Yep.
And you know what? I want to say this. I see this is where it comes down to the bottom line for me. I don't think Virgil Ortiz doesn't want to fight Crawford. I think he's game for it. But the problem is the people behind the fighters. The fighters are working for the promotional companies instead of the promotional companies working for the fighters. It's backwards right now.
I do agree with that. Oscar just look what happened to Zerto, right? Motherfucker, look at the whole motherfucking state of Golden Boy. You ain't got a lot over there, bro. You had Zerto, right, with the unbeaten record, Virgil with the unbeaten record, William Zepeda with the unbeaten record. You just lost Sinicia, so you don't have her anymore, right? You don't have the bodies to spare the risk. You about to risk Ryan in a Davis fight. So I know you ain't trying to risk Zepeda in no Stevenson fight. I said it. That fight ain't gonna fucking happen.
But see, this is where this era has got it confused. See, and I think fans contribute to this. Losing the O don't mean you're not a good fighter. It don't mean that you're not gonna sell. It don't mean that you're not gonna move the needle, man. Don't be afraid to lose the O. Don't be afraid for the challenge. Because if you lose, guess what? I'm gonna respect you for taking the fight. And then there's gonna be another fight for you for another high-class fight. That's why, even though Anthony Joshua has lost some of his losses because he's lost, I respect him because he's not afraid to take those fights. And that's one thing about Eddie Hearn, even though Eddie Hearn kind of dropped down a lot for me, especially the way he looked like a fool when it comes to Conor Ben. But he'll put his fighters in position to get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Or to put themselves in a position to go to another stratosphere.
I'll tell you what, yesterday, if I was Eddie Hearn, motherfucking Lopez don't leave that country with a belt. If we got to rob him, that's just what the fuck we got to do.
Yep.
That'd have been me. It couldn't be me, dog. No, this kid sell tickets and leads. We got to rob Lopez, bro.
Like when Canelo lost to Floyd, I mean, that wasn't an embarrassing loss. I mean, nobody's beat Floyd. So, I mean, you know...
One better. When Zile Zhang lost to Hergovic, it still boosted his credit because of how he lost and how he performed.
After Danny Jacobs lost to Golovkin, that's when he started making his biggest purses. After the loss.
See, if you bottom line, if you lose a good and competitive fight, your stock goes up.
But I'll tell you what, though, the other thing I'll tell everybody that ends up in arguments is be wary of who you arguing with, because at the end of the day, it's not a secret that I spend a lot of money on boxing. So I ain't finna be arguing when I know, bro, did you buy the Crawford fight? Nah, right, then don't we ain't got nothing to talk about, bro. I bought that shit. What I'm doing is tantamount to a product review. That's what I'm doing. I pay for this DAZN. I pay for this ESPN Plus. I pay for these pay-per-views, and I do occasionally pay for a PBC pay-per-view. I do occasionally, yeah. I bought Wilder versus Fury 3. I bought Spence versus Porter, and Spence versus Ugas. I bought them shits. Yeah, I mean,
I bought the Charlo hitter.
Would you buy Spence Thurman?
Maybe. It's a big maybe, because look, Thurman is not a bruh. Thurman is
not what he used to be, man.
No, he's not.
At this point right now in Thurman's career, he's literally maybe slightly favored to be the Avanesian at this point.
My God, I'm gonna tell you that I would not pick Thurman. I would not pick, and I'm not saying it for value. I mean it from the bottom of my foot. I don't think Thurman could beat Stanionis. I don't.
No.
I don't think he could beat.
I don't either.
Virgil Ortiz would kill him.
But I'm thinking I'm gonna buy if they make Thurman versus Spence. I'm going to buy it because of the backstory. I want to see it.
It's the story.
I pretty much know
that. I think Spence does not want to fight Thurman. I think they're trying to force Spence to fight Thurman.
The only way I would buy that pay-per-view, and I already know they're not going to do it because we know who Ennis about to fight. He about to fight Chukatsian. The only way you could have got me to buy that is if you would have gave me Ennis versus Stanionis as the co-main. Then absolutely I would have bought it. But I already know the co-main going to be some bullshit. The prelim going to be some bullshit. No gracias. Because I'm not high on Spence or Thurman. But you could have gave me a good co-main, and I'd have bought it. I would have bought Ennis versus Stanionis as the co-main to the main. I would have bought that. And it's about to fight Pikachu.
Hey,
Karen.
Maybe if it's Ortiz versus Stanionis is a co-main, that still would be a quality fight. That would do it for me.
But yeah, while we wishing. But what I'm gonna say is, do you think Oscar is going to send one of the only studs that he got to be on somebody else's co-main?
Nope,
absolutely not.
No. We lucky that he willing to send Ryan over there. We lucky for that.
I think no. See, the thing that he was willing. Ryan forced his hand.
I do agree. Honestly, I agree with that because I feel that Ryan wants this more than Oscar.
Ryan wants it. Ryan
been saying for 12 months, I'm not gonna. And if you do the research, he said, I'm not gonna let Oscar get in the way of this shit. I'm not going to let Golden Boy get in. He's been saying that shit for a year. For whatever reason, he likes his chances against Davis. Whether he wrong or he right, he has always liked his chances in that fight. And I believe if it was up to Oscar, we don't get that fight.
Yeah,
Not if it was up to Oscar.
I agree.
Because he don't have the bodies to spare. Zerto just got schooled, right? You got Virgil, but come on, B. If you wanted a Crawford fight, you would have been petitioning the WBO, not the WBA. You know what I mean? You got Munguia, and you've been protecting him for, I don't know, man, 3 years
Munguia
now?
got 41 fights, man, and there's not anyone of close note. I don't even think he's fought a B-class fighter yet.
Munguia's literally Tank Davis, like bubble wrap on steroids.
Super steroids, because the one thing I will say about Tank has fought some good B-level competition. Barrios is a good B-level fighter.
I gotta disagree with. No,
you don't think he's a B-level fighter?
No. I gotta wait. Let nobody. I gotta turn on the camera. Look, a B-level fighter is Sandor Martin. That's a B-level. That's a B-level. A Mario Barrios is a C or D level. And I'm not even on no funny shit. Sandor is not a champion. He's not championship material. We see Wado. You got some tools, but you don't got all the tools you need. See, I look at a Regis, a Taylor, and a Catterall as a B plus to an A minus.
Okay.
The A minus. I look at a Crawford, A to A plus. Right? That's why I got him. That like he gonna do it. It don't matter the style. It don't matter the guy. He gonna do it, and he gonna make it look like it don't even mean nothing. When he beat Postol, nobody has beat Postol like that again. Josh Taylor didn't do it. Gary Antoine Russell. Look, you was winning, but that stoppage looked kind of funny, and we all know he had a flight to catch because he was on his way back to the Ukraine.
Premature.
Because of the war. It was a premature stoppage, right? Bud make it look easy. And that's A to A plus. So I look at a Barrios, you a C to a D. You a C to a D.
What's the? I'm trying to think. What was the other fight that Tank before Barrios did Tank fought?
He fought Leo Santa Cruz, but Leo Santa Cruz he's not that good.
Well, you got to give Leo is a B level fighter because he has had some success at championship level. So you got to give that guy some credit. I will give him credit, and I will also give.
I'll tell you what. I'll allow you this. You're not wrong that he's had success at championship level, but as a 130-pound fighter, because that is where they fought, he proved nothing. He had one fight there, Miguel Flores, right? And you thinking about the Leo from 122 and a little bit from 126 when he beat Carl Frampton in a rematch in 2016. It was an okay Leo. That was an okay Leo. At 130, Leo ain't shit. You don't beat nobody there. At 130, no, you suck, bro. You suck.
You would and I'll counter out with this, and I do agree with what you're saying, but I can't say that Danny Garcia is trash because he didn't do anything at 147. He had a very good career at 140, so you still got to give him his flowers being B level.
And I'll say this about Danny is a C plus to a B minus,
and that's what I say about Leo.
You're C plus to a and I'm I mean C plus because I know it in my foot. If you put him in there with Virgil knocks him out. If you put him in there with Bud knocks him out. If you put him in there with Ennis, I'm confident. Yeah, he'll knock him out. We
agree. He had a pretty successful career at 140.
We don't disagree on that, but that was 10 years.
I agree with you, but I'll give him credit for what he did at the time that he
I'm giving him that credit, but I'm just saying I shouldn't have to go back 10 years for your last solid win. With Danny, I literally have to. You didn't beat nobody good at welterweight. Whenever you stepped up, you got beat.
That takes me to this. You know how everybody says Crawford's resume is trash compared to Spence's, right? You add the Danny Garcia fight to Bud's resume, and at this point, it's almost identical. One fight.
I'll tell you what, Bud. First and foremost, it's an illusion that Bud's resume is like that's literally an illusion. When he was at 35, he literally fought both the number one and the number two so that he would be the number one. That was Ricky Burns and Ray Beltran. And it wasn't close. He made it look easy. And he beat Gamboa for good measure. Gamboa was a somebody at that time. That's what
undefeated.
That's what hurt Crawford long term in the public's eyes, because the people that he has beaten, they went on to lose more. So that is taking some of the luster off of what he has done. But he beat who was in front of him, but people blame him for that, like it's his fault that these champions that he beat went on to lose more fights after.
That's not his fault.
All I focus on is who were they when you fought them, because that's all I need to know. Was this a somebody at the time? Was this a champion? Was they top 10 in the division? So here's what I know. All right. Now, I don't think Errol has a bad resume, believe it or not. I'm just sick of his fans, so I like talking shit. In a welterweight scheme, your resume is actually not that bad in a welterweight scheme. But at the same time, when I look at your shit compared to, say, a Usyk,
don't do that.
It's that bullshit out of here, bro. Your best win is Broken Brook, ain't it? Brook beat Porter. Porter beat Ugas. Porter beat Danny. So your best win is Broken Brook.
Isn't it weird that they don't talk about Errol Spence's career prior to the championship fights?
They never do.
Well, you know, when he was coming up, nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence like that. You know what I mean? Like I get it. A lot of people didn't want to fight Spence when he was on the rise. That's why I always feel like
Thurman didn't want to fight.
But that doesn't change the fact that he fought Kell Brook after he was demolished by Triple G, had eye surgery, and they fought 11 months later.
I mean,
but can we blame Spence for that? He's going to get a belt. That's what he's supposed to do.
Can I say this?
That's all we're saying.
I don't blame him for fighting Brook, right? I don't blame, like, I get it. Thurman wasn't going to fight you, because that's the other untold story. Before it was about Spence versus Crawford, it was about Spence versus Thurman. Thurman wasn't trying to do that. I did videos endlessly about that shit. Thurman wasn't trying to fight. So that's the truth. Can I blame him for fighting Brook? No, but your resume is your resume. When I compare, okay, who was your first title? Kell Brook. Let me look at Usyk. Who was your first title? Glowacki in Poland. I like that better. Who was your second title? Sean Porter. Who was your second title? What was it, Maris Breedis?
Was Breedis second?
It was Breedis. Breedis was that dude. You were not that dude. Breedis was that dude. All right. No. Matter of fact, his second title was Gassiev. Matter of fact, his second one was Gassiev in Russia.
No, it was Breedis, then Gassiev. Gassiev was last.
Yeah, Gassiev was last.
But you understand, you lost a lot of your audience.
It's like
you're talking about foreign dudes, so they don't care about that. So they just discredit all of them.
They'll all discredit all of them, just like they did with Abanesia, even though Abanesia's a quality fight. I mean, is he on that level? No,
European
but he's
champion.
A professional top 10 ranked fighter. But at the end of the day, there's levels to this.
But what does that say
by the way,
about
my
you?
man, what's your name, my man? The new guy on the panel?
Me, unbiased fan, Brim Reaper.
Bias fan, let me ask you something. If if Brook hadn't fought Triple G, if you went into that fight not broken and not fresh, if you fought Spence, do you think Spence would have beat him?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Let me say this about Spence, because the fans.
Spence is a great fighter, man.
Let me say this about Spence. I don't think Spence is bad, first off. I actually don't think he's bad. I think he's basic. That's what I've always thought that. I always thought him and Kovalev have more in common than people realize. And you could go to videos I did in 2017 and 2018 where I said they have more in common than people realize.
They just up the volume. That's the adjustment.
They just up the tempo, and that's not an I said it at the beginning of this live. That's not an in-fight adjustment. See, when Ward, you know what an in-fight adjustment is? What Ward did in the first Kovalev fight, whether you think he won or lost, because a lot of people feel different. The in-fight adjustment he made is he started sticking out the jab to his midsection. And when he saw, oh, you don't like that, he kept doing it, all right? That's an in-fight adjustment. He don't do that every fight. He did that in that fight because he knew that fighter didn't like that. Spence does the same thing in literally every fight. It's not an in-fight adjustment. It's just he gets settled. Once he gets settled, he get his range down. He got a sweat going. He start throwing more punches.
I gotta disagree with you a little bit on that because against Ugas he made an adjustment.
Yeah,
What
adjustment did he make? Here's the thing. Spence has a little bit of a bad habit, though. When he runs out of answers and gets a little frustrated, he starts resorting to the low blows. He did it with Kell Brook, he did it with Porter, and he did it with Ugas.
Yeah. And they don't say nothing. The ref, for whatever reason, they don't usually call him on it. I'll say this. I've seen that. I don't feel it's deliberate. I don't think it's deliberate. I believe that because he's a body puncher, the punches sail there.
They straight low. They straight low.
It's kind of like the Josh Warrington shit we was talking about yesterday. I don't think he trying to hit the guys with his head, but because of how he fight,
he leads in.
Happening.
Yeah.
See, people need to like read the circumstances in the fight, bro. The Ugas fight. Listen, I didn't see no adjustment from Spence. What I saw was an adjustment from Ugas. Once he heard him, he stopped throwing and then continued to march forward and try to close the distance on him, and basically looked like a heavy bag.
That fight was suspect as hell, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To me,
what was suspect about it? Because I got into a disagreement with people. And they were calling me at that time Errol sexual because I mean,
I ain't going to dwell on it. All I can say is there were things in that fight. There were things that happened in that fight that I, as a boxing fan who have seen many boxing matches, you build up a certain level of expectation to the reaction of the fighter. When he saw he had the fighter hurt, he didn't jump on him.
He did what Fury did.
I've seen Ugas plenty of times, bro. He has two good legs under him. For whatever reason, in that fight, you could watch it again. You marching forward in a high guard, shelled up. You're not trying to do nothing. You just letting him.
I mean, he just stood there and let him wail on him. I mean, that didn't make no sense. I mean,
and Ugas has legs. Be like, yeah, he could fight from the outside. I've seen him do that, and he could bang on the inside. I've seen him do that. Now, the only argument that I could make that might help make that make sense is, okay, maybe you felt the power and you don't want to open up because you felt the power, but that still doesn't explain to me, then why are you fighting in the pocket? I can't make it. I watched that fight, bro. I'm like, I can't, like, okay, if you felt the power and you say, I'm not going to open up because I don't want to get hit with no shit. Yeah, I could accept that if you move. You didn't even move.
But Ugas the thing is, Ugas don't got great movement like that.
Okay,
to be able to do that.
Bro, he's just
let's just say he does.
And the thing is about that, I think when Ugas hurt Spence, I think the reason why he stopped is because the referee gave conflicting judgment calls.
Why you stopping, man?
Look, I know, but look, remember, this is the same sport. Mauricio Lara was fighting a guy. Ref all in the shit. He just all in that shit. He hit the fucking guy so hard the ref fell down, right? Killer instincts, bro. Like, This is the biggest fight of your career, Ugas. You a Cuban defector. You the American dream. All that cool shit. So that as soon as the ref tell you to chill, you got him hurt, bro. You sent him into the ropes, and you just gonna look at him?
Well, technically, it should have been a knockdown, anyways. By the rules of boxing, he used the ropes.
Yes, and it wasn't even
a knockdown.
Not only that, especially when Spence turned his back on him to go look for his mouthpiece.
What are you doing?
He just stood there and didn't.
Rookie mistake for a veteran.
I mean, if that was somebody else, they would have jumped on him and smashed him one. I mean, and he just stood there.
And I have a question for
I think it's because of the ref.
I got a quick question for you. So, why is it that whenever I have conversations, I say that in quotations with Spence fans, why is it that anytime something in this conversation comes up, they'll start then diminishing the skill set of him? Then how good of a win is that really? I mean, how many losses? You have 4 or 5 losses. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter, but the fact is, every single time I have a conversation with someone who likes Spence, it's always these guys are like so great. Danny's so great. Ugas is so great. Porter's so great. And I'm probably the only guy out here. I do not understand why Porter is considered like the greatest fighter of all time. He's like the best loser I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he boxes like a football player. I always thought he boxed like a football player.
Dude, I love his personality. I love watching him fight. But let's be honest. If you're good at losing, that doesn't make you elite, with all due respect.
No, I can't disagree with you with that.
Let me ask a question.
let me say this. Danny stopped being a solid win a while ago. Like, honest to me, he stopped. Like, I don't count Danny as one of Errol's better wins. I would say Brooke, Porter, Ugas. Those are the solid wins you got. And Ugas, I'm just being generous because he had a belt. The reality of it is, all you did was beat a 42-year-old, 2 years removed from the sport, Manny Pacquiao. That's all you did. And that's what's supposed to legitimize you, fighting this old, inactive man. Because really, outside of that, all you did was beat Omar Figueroa, which is cool, but it's Omar Figueroa, bro. It ain't.
And that's the question I have for you, Jules. I want to know, and anybody on the panel maybe can help me out. Why were all of these people impressed with a 34-year-old active fighter beating a 43-year-old man who was coming off of a 2-year layoff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because Manny Pacquiao's Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, but
he's not the guy.
My God,
Manny
look. I see. Listen. Manny didn't find the fountain of youth when he went to the PBC. I firmly believe
he found my office.
The real Manny Pacquiao was the one that we saw, and it's not out of hate for Manny, but I'm being honest. The real Manny Pacquiao, where he really was in the greater scheme of things, was what we saw in Australia. All right, that was the real shit. That if you get out here and you take on these gunners, you're gonna lose. Right now, when you came back, who you fought? Lucas Matisse, who had one foot out the door. Like, he retired right after that. Then after that, who you fought? Broner, who don't throw no damn punches. And then who you fought after that? Injury prone, Mr. Glass, Keith Thurman. You see what I mean?
Who underestimated you?
And the other thing is, if we don't know nothing else, we know Keith Thurman has never been on the level of a Floyd, let alone a Manny.
Well, it's
no.
Yes.
He's never been that. He has never been that pound for pound. No, you never been that. Never.
He was a good champion.
The thing I want to add to is this. Why is it that when Ugas beats Manny Pacquiao 42, 43, 44, whatever he is, why is that considered such a great win? So just follow me here. So Ugas beats Manny, and then Ugas loses to Spence. But let me ask you this question. Why is it when David Avocado ends up beats a Shane Mosley, who was 42, 43, 44, why is that such a shitty win? Because
that's what I'm about to say. The same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's called picking and choosing, bro. It's called picking and choosing. You are dead right.
Yep.
listen, motherfuckers say that in a heartbeat, yo, Abenesian for the old ass Shane Mosley. Bro, Ugas for the old ass Manny Pacquiao. What's your point? Take a number.
Oh, and by the way, Ugas is not a spring chicken. Ugas is like 35, 36 when he beat him. So it wasn't like he's a young
and can I be honest here? Listen, all this let me cook real quick. All these fans, right, that are talking about the welterweights and questioning the resumes. Listen, man. This welterweight like era right now sucks compared to the last one.
Yeah.
Like that. Post Manny and Floyd.
Bradley appreciation moment.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say this. I
gotta have my Tim Bradley appreciation moment. See,
go ahead.
Tim was in an era of real fucking gunners. He had to try to be relevant in the era of Floyd and Manny, which was very difficult. But I could wholeheartedly say he was the bona fide number 3 welterweight in the world, only behind Floyd and Manny. Thurman, you never was that. Thurman, you was never that. You was never that. Never.
I agree.
You didn't have that.
I'll say this too.
You didn't have that energy. No,
I am not a Bradley fan, but you're right. I'm not a Bradley fan, but you're right.
Also. Does any of these guys today, I'm not even gonna throw the big guns at them. Any of these guys today, do you see anybody at 147 pounds right now, besides maybe a Crawford, that could beat Marlon Starling?
Only Crawford.
Only Crawford could do it. Nope. Only Crawford.
Only Crawford. If you start getting into that Marlon Starling, Mark Breland, De La Hoya, Trinity, like, bro, no.
Donald Curry.
Could you imagine? Listen,
Wow,
Keith
Donald
Thurman,
Curry, yeah.
bro, Keith Thurman, Mark Breland. Who wins the fight?
Come on,
Breland knocks him out,
man. Come on.
Danny
torches
Garcia,
him.
Danny Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya knocks him out in 6 rounds.
40 or give me the best fucking hairline Danny you could find. Give me 140, Danny. You don't beat Oscar at 140, bro.
Airline.
I give Fishnets Oscar the win, man. I give the worst version of Oscar the win still.
Hey, I'd like to see some of these modern day guys just try to deal with Provodnikov, man. And see how that turns out.
This is not like I don't think Danny beats him. You know why? Danny, God knows you didn't beat Mauricio Herrera.
Nope.
God and you and your pastor know you didn't beat him, but you're gonna really beat a Provo. No, you won't beat a Provo. It's not in you to do that. Okay, you always let the other dude lead the dance. That's how I know you wouldn't beat him. You're gonna be trying to do your that close eye shit. He'll close his eyes and throw a hook. Hope it land. That's how you hit a man Khan. He closed his eyes when he did that shit. No look hook.
Julius, let me say this. Look, I was relatively high on you guys after the Porter fight because I thought he did well in that fight. And he beat Brandon Figueroa and Brandon Omar and Omar Figueroa. And this guy, Roy Robinson, the first guy to stop him. Okay. Yeah. And sometimes you get a begging title, okay. And sometimes you have to beat some old dude, like a Manny Pacquiao, okay. But Julius, remind to the people in the chat and the panel, what happened when you have to face Emantas Stanionis?
Leo, you see what ese tipo estaba llorando, estaba que no, why y'all doing this to me? I want to play Spence.
This is communism.
Listen, even though he don't look like much, I understand that it beat them guys that don't look like much that'll shock the shit out of you. That I think Emantas Stanionis would have beat Ugas. Yes. I firmly believe that. I think Butaev, I think Butaev could beat Keith Thurman now. Fuck that. Like you said, that dude throw a lot, bro. He not a huge puncher, but he throw a lot of fucking punches. And Keith Thurman, like, you know who you was? You don't have the legs you did in 2016 when you fought Sean Porter. You don't have them legs anymore. So that dude would wail on you, bro. I don't think none of them guys really is up for it. None of them guys.
I trust Spence's body jabs more than I trust Keith Thurman's body.
Yeah.
I don't
y'all know that punch that Bud landed on Ava last night? I don't think any PBC welterweight takes a shot like that.
I don't think most. I don't think most.
I think Spence can take the body shot. The question is for me when it comes to the Spence and Crawford fight, because Spence can't make those mistakes. Like the mistakes that he made against Ugas, he cannot make those mistakes against Bud. He just can't.
All right, this is, and I know that I'm going way left with this shit, right? Spence is a textbook boxer that everything he does is conventional. His jab is conventional. His backhand is conventional. His body attack is conventional. And he's flat-footed. He doesn't fight on the balls of his feet. His whole foot is on the shit. And I honestly believe you are too easy to read. It's too easy to read. The most you can do to make things difficult is apply pressure early because Crawford got a thing. He'll chill the first 3 rounds. He won't really get at you in the first 3. So Errol's best bet is to come at him hard and fast in the beginning before he get on his shit. But once he get on his shit, he'll knock out Errol, man. Like, I don't have a doubt in my mind. He'll come over the top of Errol's jab, get him out of there.
Bud is in gear 1. Bud is in gear 1. As soon as he switches to gear 2, you're done.
The other thing too
you're
is
done.
The other thing too is that wasn't even like a wound up punch. That was a check shot that he got. That was a counter.
Yeah, that's a regular. That's a low one.
It looked like he barely threw that shit. It looked like he barely threw it.
That,
Yeah,
my
but the
friend,
thing
is
is,
punch
though,
placement.
he had the perfect form in that. He definitely in his. If you look at his footwork, it was perfect placement of his footwork. So, and he had, and even though the shot was short, he still was able to put power into it coming from his shoulder, and then you can see the twist of his hips when he landed that shot. It was a clean shot. It's a wrap. He didn't see that punch coming.
Now,
did you guys watch the first 2-3 rounds? The first 2-3 rounds, he's just touching this guy, just touching him, just touching him.
Keeping him out the jab,
just doing different speeds. And the thing is, he does different speeds of his punches too. He'll do the same punch with different speeds.
This is what I see. This is what I see. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Spence jab. Like if you looked up what does a jab look like, you would see Spence's jab. That doesn't mean he's a bad fighter, though, and it shouldn't be interpreted as that. He's not a bad fighter. He's a unified champion. No, he's not a bad fighter.
Hey, Jules.
But you're basic.
Hey,
you're
Jules,
basic.
Has anybody ever seen Spence box effectively off his back foot?
No, he never has to.
No,
he never had to.
No.
He never had to.
I got one thing to add too. I think possibly, and I mean this with all sincerity, I think possibly the reason they took this fight is they wanted a guy who was going to apply pressure early on. So Crawford had somebody to fight similar to kind of in Spence's way initially, so they could have a guy that they could tune up against that would fight kind of similar to what Spence would do in those first couple rounds.
Let me say this. This is the only ray of hope. And I'm not hoping, by the way. I gave up. Like, I don't even care about welterweight like that. 140 is my division. I love 140, the whole fucking thing.
Which is becoming politicized too.
It is, but even with the politics, there are very good fights to make. Subriel Matias versus Jeremiah Ponce is actually a really good fight.
That's a good fight. That is a very good fight.
Irrespective of the boundary lines that, we probably never going to get, yeah. I get it. I talk about it all the time. But it's still good fights within the politics that can be made, like Prograis versus Ramirez. I need that. Prograis or Lopez versus the winner of Catterall versus Taylor too. I need that.
That's casserole to you, sir.
Casserole. Even within the politics, there are good fights to make. But I'll say that what is giving me hope is, for whatever reason, PBC and Showtime decided, let's get Andre, right? Why does that give me hope for 147? If you're smart, Al Heyman, if you're smart, Stefan Espinoza, you know that Spence is done. You know he's done. Now let me finish. You can get 2 pay-per-views out of Bud if you give him Spence. Give him Spence. And that sets up Crawford versus Charlo on pay-per-view, undisputed versus undisputed for all the marbles.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Set up.
I would love
Spence
to see that.
is done. Spence, like you got to be able to see 3-4 fights ahead. What are you going to do with Spence? Like, okay, let's say you don't do the Crawford fight. He moves up in weight because we all know he's not going to fight Ennis. He's going to move up in weight. And then what's he going to do? Oh, Sebastian Fundora. That's a big money fight?
Nope.
What, he's going to fight the Russian guy, Murtazaliev. That's a big money fight?
Hey, honest to God, I'm very pessimistic in life. So I don't even think Keith Thurman versus Spence cracks 200,000 personally.
It might not.
I'd be surprised.
And I'll tell you why.
200,000. It'll do it. But the thing is, though, that fight's not happening. I think Spence does not want to fight Thurman. They are trying to force him to fight Thurman.
Look, here's why I'm pessimistic. Okay, because I personally, I'm with Julius. We had the same mindset. I thought that Helenius versus Wilder was going to do 400K, and then I realized like your own people don't your own people don't support your shit, man. Like that vocal minority on Twitter that says, oh, yeah, we're pro fighter, we're pro this, we're pro that. And then like, bro, how can the YouTube channel have more subscribers than the fucking pay-per-view fight that they're quote unquote supporting?
Hold up. Do you thought that fight was going to do how many?
Wait, let me talk.
Go ahead.
I ain't even going front. Bro, I thought that shit was going to do numbers. I thought
it's comeback fight.
Let me tell you why. Look, it has been a year. It had been a year since the last Fury fight. So I'm like, look, absence makes the heart grow fonder. It kind of reminded me of Tyson versus McNeely. Nobody thought that McNeely was going to do shit when he fought Mike. You know, Mike had just got out of jail. It's his first fight back. And because he was gone so long and people missed him, they still fuck with the fight, even though they knew McNeely was going to get stretched. They knew, but they still bought it. I thought it was going to be like that with Wilder. They're like, look, they not buying it for no motherfucking Robert Hellenius. They buying it because it's Wilder's comeback fight. So I thought, I don't know, maybe 400,000, 350.
But you know what that says about you, Jules? One thing I do respect and why I like being on this panel and I like talking to you guys is because you'll admit when you're wrong. You'll say I was wrong. Yeah. And a lot of people won't do that. A lot of content creators will never admit they're wrong.
That's true, because I was so wrong about Spence and Crawford. I thought this fight was going to be made. I was so adamant.
Oh no, that shit! I gave up, bro. I gave up, bro.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the fence now.
The same filing cabinet is Wilder versus Joshua. Like, look, man,
I think that fight. I think Wilder Joshua happens in 2023.
I don't.
Sorry. Wait. I'm gonna tell you why maybe. I'm gonna tell you why maybe. Maybe. The problem is Eddie Hearn made it clear Wilder's not next. Right? He like we know that Wilder's not next. So let's say that the next guy is Hrgovic, right? And let's say that Joshua beats Hrgovic. You know who comes after that? Not Wilder.
Joyce?
Nope. The winner of Joshua versus Usyk. I mean, the winner of Fury versus Usyk, because he will become the mandatory for the winner of that fight. If he fights Hrgovic next, in other words, if we find out, okay, the next guy for AJ is Hrgovic, kiss that Wilder fight goodbye.
So what does that mean for Wilder, though? Because, you know, Wilder doesn't really want to fight Ruiz, it seems
Wilder's time is limited. He's
look, let's say this.
40. I give him a year or two and he's done.
They both got a problem. Joshua and Wilder jointly have a problem. Here's the problem for Joshua. Let's start with him. Let's say you fight Hrgovic and you beat him, right? So you the IBF mandatory now. What becomes the problem if Usyk beats Fury? If Usyk beats Fury, you're not beating Usyk, bro. That's established.
And you won't even step in the ring.
And then if Fury beats Usyk, Fury beats Usyk, Fury's dropping the IBF immediately.
No. I think not.
He said he's not paying attention to fees. He said he already said he's gonna drop it immediately.
It ain't even that. If AJ has that, whatever's going on, Fury at that point, let's say Fury fights Usyk and beats him in that scenario, right? Let's say the winner of the fight is Fury. He'll fight AJ in that situation. Why? It's the biggest fight you can make.
What he does is he fights Usyk. If he beats Usyk, he fights AJ, then he retires for real this time. For real.
Now let's say Fury fights Usyk and Usyk wins. Well, if you're AJ, we're not doing that bullshit again. Wilder, what you doing? Then he fights Wilder. With Wilder, here's the problem. Okay, Wilder, they don't look like they're gonna fight you next. Now here's what you could do. You can fight Ruiz and you can beat him. There's a good enough chance that Ruiz's problem is you got slow feet, my guy. You got fast hands on the inside, but you got to get there. Now, we seen in the Ortiz fight, you was eating a lot of straight left hands. If you could eat his slow straight left hands, if he can hit you with that, Wilder can hit you with that right.
Yep.
The problem for Wilder is, do you break your hand? Because I could see it. Do you break your hand on Ruiz and not knock him out, or do you take him out? And I'm not confident of either answer. I could see Wilder breaking his hand on this guy, and he still get up, and then he start going crazy. I could see that just as easily as I could see Wilder knocking him out. Stylistically, it favors Wilder. It should, you should be able to get him. He's slower than you are, shorter than you are. You can nail him with that right hand a couple of times from the outside. The issue is if he get inside, you in trouble.
Mm-hmm. I honestly think if Wilder lands flush on him, he's going.
Because he's had approximately 9 surgeries to that same arm, I am not that confident. I'm not.
But you can see that Ruiz, I mean, AJ's power obviously is not going to be as good as Wilder's, but you saw that he was hurt pretty bad that first fight against AJ. So I think I don't think Wilder has a problem knocking out Ruiz. I think he can knock him out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Wilder has a problem knocking out Ruiz. All it takes is one shot, and his power is still clearly there.
You know why? You know I have a problem, Stavern. That was 7 years ago, 2015. He fought Stavern. He didn't knock out Stavern. You knocking out these guys, which is why Wilder's power to me is not what it is to other people. You knocking out guys that anybody in the top 10 can knock out. Spilka, who don't knock out Spilka, bro? Who don't?
But Spilka's slick, so that by association means he can beat Usyk. Didn't you know? Didn't you know that?
Yeah, but who's knocked out Ortiz though?
Ortiz, wait. Let me answer the question one at a time. Ortiz hasn't fought nobody. He hasn't fought nobody. Think about this. Now think about this, bro. Ortiz has been around as long as Derek Chisora. Look at all these people that Derek Chisora fought all these years. He fought damn near everything and realized that Ortiz was around for all of that, and he ain't fighting none of them people.
He fought Brian Jennings. Can we give him credit for that?
Well, that goes to the whole world-class company issue. That takes you to that promotional company issue because I feel like PBC will hold the fighters back.
If you ask me, right? Well, who knocked out Ortiz? All I could tell you is who the fuck did he fight that could have knocked him out? Only fought one guy, Wilder, and lost.
Look,
Charles Barkley knocked him out.
He did just fight Ruiz though.
And let me say this right quick. Hold on.
One at a time, fellas. Let me answer the question. He fought
Ruiz.
He fought Ruiz, and what happened?
Lost.
Do you see what I mean?
Got knocked down like 4 times.
Now let me say this right quick. Hold on. Let me say this right quick. Nobody is ducking a guy who ain't beat no fucking body. I wish people would stop saying that people ducked Ortiz. What the fuck would you duck him for? He ain't beat nobody.
Listen,
you have to understand the PBC built him up as a boogeyman to put him on fucking television. He didn't beat shit. They had to create a narrative.
Look, Ortiz, for starters, there's no excuse for you to have been around since 2009 and all you did was lose to Wilder. Chisora was around, Povetkin was around, Pulev was around, Klitschko was around, Vitaly was around. Vitaly didn't retire. Vitaly didn't retire until 2013. And if you didn't fight Vitaly, okay, Vlad didn't retire till 2016. You didn't fight nobody for a decade. Your biggest claim to fame is not a fight that you even won. It's a fight that you lost. You didn't beat no one. Ortiz has beaten no one. And I said this, go to the videos I did. You don't have to believe me. Povetkin, Ortiz. What do y'all have in common? He failed 2 ped tests. You failed 2 ped tests. Why is he better than you? He fought people and knocked them out. You didn't fight shit.
Literally, his claim to fame is stunning Wilder and losing. That's it. I mean, with all due respect,
beat nobody.
It's the Isaac Cruz syndrome. It's the way you lost.
Like Isaac Cruz, man.
It's the way you lost.
Like, listen, even Pulev, for all his drawbacks, Pulev beat Chisora, bro.
Hey, Pulev was entertaining. I don't care about the pads. He was
so I ask again, panel. I ask again. Why would any top 10 heavyweight duck a guy who has fought no one?
They didn't. It was a narrative. It was a
the whole thing about Luis Ortiz, first and foremost, do you know where the narrative came from? It came from Wilder not wanting to fight him in 2015. I know because I did a video about it. They asked Wilder about Ortiz, and Wilder, in his own words, said, I don't respect him because he's putting things into his body. The whole thing about him being a boogeyman came from Wilder not wanting to fight him right away. It wasn't until 2 to 3 years later that Wilder came around to the idea and said, no, you know what? I'll fight him. And at that time, I actually gave Wilder a chance. Like, you know what? He fighting Ortiz willingly. I fuck with that. But when they tried to blow it out of proportion, so I'm like, yo, chill, fam. He didn't, or like, it's a good win. I'm not saying it's bad, but don't act like Ortiz is a somebody. No, he ain't. He didn't beat no one. No one. You were around for this whole string of heavyweights, the Takams, the Chisora, the Pulev, the Povetkin, the Vitali, the Vladimir. You didn't fight none of them, and you were around for all of them.
You can make the exact same argument for Wilder. Wilder fought none of those guys either.
Well, he debuted before Ortiz.
Again, these are all remnants of Klitschko era of boxing, so it is what it is.
But
let me say this, Avo. Let me say this, Avo. This is the argument that I've been making the last 3 years. Wilder is not from the Joshua era.
Nope,
he's from the Klitschko era. He debuted in 2008. He was around for most of Vladimir's reign as a champion. Ortiz, that's another one. You not from the Joshua era. You from the Klitschko era. You and Fury are from the Klitschko era. Joshua's era is Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, Dillian White, Jalalov, Makhmudov. That's the next wave of guys, and then the wave after that is Anderson and the younger guys like Torres and all of that. Motherfuckers act like Joshua and Wilder, they're not from the same era, bro.
They're
Joshua
like 6 or 7. They're like 6 or 7 years in age difference, I think.
Exactly. Joshua debuted in 2013. You debuted in 2008.
Yep.
Yeah, Joshua was like 31 or 32.
Yeah, Joshua's young. He's like
a puppy compared.
Yeah, exactly. He's young in comparison to Wilder.
Wilder's 38, 39. Gotta be, ain't
and
37.
The claim to fame that Wilder has is that like in his I remember when he was in the Olympics, he was the bronze medalist. Like you can say he had some form of background to him. And you can go from there, but reality is like he has not really done much in the heavyweight boxing scene since the era of boxing.
Now I want you to use your boxing brain and you tell me what unbeaten heavyweight today is also a bronze medalist.
I'm not going to touch that subject.
Just do it. Just do it.
No.
All right. Y'all tell me who in the heavyweight division won a bronze medal that's also unbeaten. Y'all know who?
I know who, but I'm not going to say it, man.
This should not be hard. Philippe Hrgovic.
Hey, man. Stop bullying Philippe. Fucking stop bullying Hrgovic, man.
No, because I'm making this point. Did Philippe Hrgovic need 32 bring-along fights before he started fighting people with a pulse?
No,
he didn't.
And he's a bronze medalist. They like to say that because Wilder was a late starter, he needed extra bring-along. Bro, Philippe Hrgovic wins the same bronze medal that Wilder got. Same bronze medal. He did not need 7 years and 32 bring-along fights of fat journeyman before he came in the world title.
And they did not refer to Philippe Hrgovic as a baby champion either.
Exactly. And that's the point I've always made. The idea that Wilder was this baby that needed to be coddled is bullshit. Him and Joshua's story is actually more similar than people realize. They both started late in the sport. The difference is Joshua won gold, you won bronze. In 16 fights in only 3 years as a professional, he was fighting for a title. In 7 years and 32 fights, you was fighting.
Joshua shot up the ranks, whereas Wilder, it was kind of a slow burn.
Well, that's because you're fighting cab drivers. You're not going to really get much.
Also, because Joshua's a naturally better fighter. He's naturally talented.
I've always maintained that. Listen, bro. These is not my opinions. Wilder did not fight for a full alphabet title until 7 years and 32 fights into his pro career. Joshua, after just 3 years as a pro, 15 fights under his belt, his 16th fight was the title fight. He was already fighting unbeaten fighters. Dillian White was unbeaten. Motherfucking Charles Martin was unbeaten. Dominic Breazeale was unbeaten. Joseph Parker was unbeaten. That's only.
I remember his exhibition at the against Roberto. I can never pronounce the last names. This was his British.
Roberto Camarel.
I can never pronounce their last names.
And that's why I've never had that reverence for Wilder. That's why, because I'm like, wait a minute, why they talking about him like he a baby when you a legit Olympian? You literally medaled, literally. So ain't no reason for you to spend 7 years fighting these kinds of people. It's no reason. You an Olympian.
Well, let's be honest. When you have a lot of deficiencies in what you're pursuing, it's smoke and mirrors. You have to do something. You have to protect the guy because I think Wilder knows that he has limitations. I think the people that represent him knows he has limitations. So if they were gonna move him correctly, they saw money at the end of the rainbow, and they did. They made a lot of money off a guy who's very, very limited and unskillful in
I'll
boxing.
give you that.
When you point that out, these fans, they basically get mad protective, like we're trying to attack a special needs kid.
Now let me read these super chats because I got super chats. Will says, realistically, the future of the PBC is grim in terms of giving us quality fights in the future. If Tank versus Garcia for a regular title is their best fight, that's not a sign of a healthy future. I will agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But it is a good fight, but if that's the best you have to offer, damn. Luis Puente says, sensitive men blocked 2 times for saying Spence is done. Hey man, hey man.
But bottom line
That's
about
what
Wilder,
happens
like
when you go to propaganda channels, though.
That's true. That's true. Like Spence is gonna come and Spence is gonna go, but I'm gonna still be watching the sport whether he here or not. He not even fighting. I'm still watching fights. Case in point, when is the Thurman fight? August?
Shit, depends
on we gotta wait that long for a fucking tune-up.
The thing that's really sad is that there's people out here are going to defend Spence more so than Heyman. What they don't seem to understand is Heyman's in the business for business to make money. So he knows eventually that well is going to run dry. So he is going to cash him out at some point. And I think a lot of these fans are going to be absolutely just shocked when it actually happens. Because even though Al Heyman can have, a personal bias towards Spence and like him, he also knows that business is business, and his ass will get cashed out sooner rather than later.
They tried to cash him out to fucking Canelo.
They did.
Yeah,
bro. Will, shout out to Will. Will said, consider this. The youngest heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson, had 27 fights and 26 knockouts when he fought Berbick at the age of 20. That's right. If you look at the first couple of years of Mike's career, I think he fought like 11 times in 1 year, some crazy shit.
Yeah, like, Jules, when he turned pro, not even less than 2 years later, he's fighting for a title. Not even 2 years later when he turned pro.
He fought every month.
His first year in boxing, he fought 19 times.
So when you think about that, it's like, damn, Wilder, you actually qualified for the Olympics, and this is the perspective I always try to give people. It is not easy to qualify for the Olympics. It's not. You got to go through all them tournaments and all that shit before you even get to that point. Now, you made it into the qualifiers, and you qualified, and you fought in the Olympics, and you even medaled, right? So it's no excuse for you to spend the next 7 years fighting them kind of guys. And I never made excuses for them. That's why Ben said, like, it's difficult to get into the Olympics. It's very hard, and it's very hard to even medal. So the idea that, oh, yeah, he had to fight 7 years worth of cab drop, nah, fam, they was protecting him. That's what that was.
They knew what he was. If they stepped him up a long time ago, he'd have lost a long time ago if they stepped him up.
And he's the same. He is like, honest to God, this is why I love history. History always repeats itself. Joshua versus Wilder was pretty much the Spence versus Crawford of that time, which is funny enough because both of those fights were at their peak around the same damn time pre-COVID.
Bro, it's Bo versus Lewis. Right? It's Bo versus Lewis, except I don't think Wilder's as good as Riddick Bowe.
Hell no.
Don't fuck out of here.
That's insulting to even put them in the same sentence together.
But you do see the correlation that look, that's the one that got away. That is the one that
I understand the correlation, but I'm saying that Riddick, Wilder couldn't even carry, Riddick Bowe's jock strap, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Wilder wouldn't know what to do with a Holyfield.
Man. It's history.
Wilder would get obliterated by Holyfield.
But think about what Ray Mercer would do to him.
Yeah, because Holyfield would take him to the deep waters. All he had to do was withstand the punch and just properly time him and just withstand the little onslaught, get him in the deep waters, and the 8th round on, it's a wrap.
Speaking of which, y'all remember what Ray said about Wilder? Y'all remember that just recently?
Who?
Oh, Ray Mercer talking about, do you think he could make? Oh, well, he has to learn how to fucking box before he can come back.
Yeah. Look, Ray was on the same team. We know Ray was on the same team as Roy, the same team as Bo. Like, bro, they was fighting. They was fighting.
Holy shit! Another history repeating itself. Fury had the glove gate. We got the glove gate 2.0 with fucking Crawford now. Holy shit, man! History, man.
History.
Jeez Louise.
They're reaching, man.
Hell,
they're reaching.
Like.
Dude, a prime Michael Dokes would like terrorize Wilder. I mean, I'm sorry, but
I don't
You
even
might
think
be
Wilder
reaching
could
with
beat
that one.
Shannon. I remember in 2015 when Shannon Briggs was still trying to get that Wilder fight. I remember people saying Wilder don't want nothing to do with that guy. Shannon Briggs, for all his faults, he holds the record for the most first round knockouts in the heavyweight division. He can punch. It's not no smoking mirror. He can punch. If he'd have caught Wilder in 2015, who knows, bro? Who fucking knows, bro?
Let's go, champ.
Let's go.
Hey, God bless Shannon. I love Shannon. He was an entertaining fighter.
Okay, so let me say this about Wilder. In some ways, I feel sad about him. I know I give a lot of I give a lot of shit at Wilder because of his trash ass resume. But look, I didn't want to see the third Fury fight because I knew what was going to happen. Wilder was going to get stopped. And
we all did.
That was happened at the end. But I cannot deny it. Even if I didn't want to see that fight, when I saw that fight, I saw a guy that was giving everything he had in the ring.
I'll say this. I'm with you.
Let me finish. To you, lose by KO and came up 1 year after, and come to the realization almost like I don't have fans anymore. 70K is all I can do.
Yeah.
Because I lost twice.
No, he got fans, but the problem is Hellenians don't move the damn needle at all. It's about your dance party.
Why the fans buy the fight?
Now let's keep it a bean though. I think a lot of Wilder fans, I think they're really bandwagon fans, man. For real.
Yeah, and
they weren't fans of him before like.
I'm biased. You remember the 9-6, the World Series? You remember the 96 World Series with the Yankees? Every fucking body, their mother, their uncle, and their dog was a fucking Yankee fan.
Not me, never be a Yankee fan. I call them the Yankees.
Well, look, bro. I'm just telling you, in New York City, out of the clear blue sky, the Yankees. Suddenly, everybody loved Wade Boggs. Suddenly, everybody they've been loved Wade Boggs, but that's really when he was with the Sox.
So, but Ring, where were they in 1991?
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. They ain't fuck with him then, but they jumped on that bandwagon real fucking fast. Now Wilder. Coincidentally, this guy did not. The way that they jumped on him, they jumped on the bandwagon. I'm gonna say 2016, 2017.
Yes,
because Wilder was around since 2009. He had over 30 fights by the time he fought for a belt. Where was the fans?
I'll tell you where. This is sorry, I shouldn't say this, but this is simultaneously around the same time when Joshua's name started getting press. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theory or nothing. I'm not Nostradamus, but I do have common sense.
But here's the problem, Jules. Here's a problem. See, like you said, you thought that this would do 300-400K, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is nobody knows this dude. I don't care how much we talk about him on YouTube. If you go in the general public, nobody knows who the fuck Deontay Wilder is.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I agree with
that. On the build-up to the first fight, he actually went around town asking people, "Yo, do you know who Deontay Wilder is?"
No one knew who he was.
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention. They did that, man, and as an experiment, and people didn't know who he was.
And that's listen. That's the average. See, I said this, and I'm sure you guys heard me say this. Ryota Murata is like fucking Julio Iglesias in Japan. They know that man. 30 million watch his fight. 10 million watch his fight. I shit you not. Those are the real numbers. He fought Emmanuel Blandamura. He fought Stephen Butler. 10 million. 30 million. In Japan, that man is Julio Iglesias over there. And I said, they fuck with him. They fuck with him more than any American fighter in America. The idea that because there's 339 million people in America, that you automatically gonna be a star. Bro, unless they 339 million boxing fans, that shit really don't matter. It's the Showtime argument all over again. That Showtime has 35 million subscribers. But how many of those subscribers are boxing fans? Less than 1%. Less than 1% tune in.
Maybe
less than
that.
1% of their overall subscribership views boxing matches. Those are facts by the numbers. Not even 1 million. On average, the number is between 2 and 4.
You know what else hurt the Wilder Helenius pay-per-view?
Devin.
The entire 2022 year of PBC putting on bad pay-per-view cards.
But also Devin fought that night.
Yep.
On the biggest sports network in the country. ESPN is a much bigger network than Showtime by far and wide and more accessible. Devin was fighting.
And Clarissa fought in the morning, right? Clarissa and Savannah?
Yeah, there was a lot of fights that day. It was a good fight night. But again, when you have a year with Ortiz versus Martin,
Ortiz
versus Ruiz, all these fights being put on pay-per-view that are not pay-per-view worthy fights. It's left a bad taste in fans' mouth. People are not going to pay for garbage fights for pay-per-view.
Or like Tank versus Rolling.
Charging $80 for this. Charging $80 for it.
Based on the commercial value, you know, because I'm just like, I really don't know what Wilder versus Ruiz would do. I feel like, look, it's kind of a no-brainer that it might do better than the Helenius fight did, and it might do better than the Ortiz fight did. But I'm like, what's better though? Anything is better. They couldn't crack 100,000 on their own. If you put them together, what you really gonna get?
150, 175.
I said
I doubt that. I doubt that because nobody knows who either one of these dudes are.
Fair point, man.
And he's
big picture. Boxing is the 8th most watched sport in America.
And Wilder's the same one who turned his nose up at $100 million.
Like a dummy.
Like a moron.
Bronze
but let me say,
man, who wants to fight at an app?
Let me say this. Broner is saying now all the things that I've been saying. Did y'all see the Fight Hype interview?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Broner's saying,
sir. Yes, sir.
Motherfucker can't say, oh yeah, that's just ring sit. No. Broner is letting it all be known. That shit that's going on is deliberate, bro. Like I remember when I said this, Shelton. I believe somewhere there is a white dry erase board with a schedule of who's gonna sit out for a year and who's gonna fight in the year. That all these stints of inactivity that we see, they are preordained based on.
I remember that.
Budget. Their budget is getting smaller and smaller, and more guys gotta end up sitting out.
I mean, if you looked at their schedule beyond the spring, right? PBC basically fucking punted on 2022, and Matchroom had to took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah, if you think like Thurman, for example, it cannot be good for you that ahead of what's supposed to be the Spence fight, there's going to be another year in between there. There is. You fought in February, right? We're closer to next February than last February,
and there's still no annunciation of the fight.
You see what I mean? And I'm like, just as a fighter, that's not good for you, bro. That's a year in between those fights. How is that good for you? You're not making money. You're going to have ring rust. How is that good for you?
Same thing with Jermell Charlo and Castano, too. This is like my de facto go-to for the year. You had 1 million people watching that fight, and instead of capitalizing on him and his some generation, you wait until next February? Is it February, March, June, whatever?
But here's the saddest part about that Castano Charlo fight. I went to that fight in Carson, the undisputed fight.
It's a good
that
fight.
venue holds 8,000 people,
and there
was only 3,500 there.
Oh,
bro, because
nobody knows them dudes, man.
I'm not. No. I believe who knows Castano besides us. Who know Castano?
Maybe his mother.
I mean, it's sad because Jamel could have gotten his IBF mandatory this year. He could have fought that guy.
Here's the stupid part from a boxing standpoint. Tim Tszyu has real fans. That's not cap.
Yes, he does.
He got real fans that fuck with him hard in Australia. If you would have did this right, this could have been the biggest fight in the history of Australian boxing this year, whether he wins or loses. In fact, if Jermell were willing to play ball, I'm not going to put it on him, matter of fact. I'm going to put it on Al. If you would have bit the bullet like my man Devin bit the bullet, I ain't scared to go to Australia. I will fuck you up in Australia. It doesn't matter. America, Australia, the moon.
Mars.
I beat you wherever there's a ring. If Jermell does that, he would make exponentially more money in Australia than he would in America, because that's not a big fight in America. In Australia, that's a huge fight.
And increases profile in the process.
But I would also say this: if they had kept look, of that 1 million, approximately 1 million people that watched them, I'm sure there were some people that would have been interested to paying for his next fight because maybe they enjoyed him, whatever, et cetera, the hyperbole of it.
But you're asking.
I'm not asking nothing. I'm just thinking common sense dictates. If you see he has 1 million people buying, let's do a percentage. Let's say half of them watch it. That's still like 500,000 pay-per-view buys. I mean, that's not going to do that much.
I don't disagree with what I'm saying. Is you're asking Americans to swallow their pride and forget the fact that the world is very large, and that it's okay to go outside and fight other people and make money outside of the United States. All that stuff happens. It can happen.
Look, Manny Pacquiao, 8 division, 7 division, whatever. He wasn't scared to go to Australia. He went, he lost, but he still went, Devin
Did he really lose?
Well, you know what I mean, that if Manny Pacquiao, with the stature that he had in the sport, had at that time, that he's going to Australia, it's money out there. It was 59,000 people or something like that to go see that fight. Fucking Devin. It was the first time out. It was 50,000 people that went to Marvel Stadium for that fight. It's a lot of money. Jermell, you win that fight. You know that. Tim is not ready for you. So go down there and get that money. No, it has to be in America. It has to be on Showtime. It has to be the way that Al wants it. Al is fucking up your paper. Broner knows it. That's why he's saying what he said. Broner, no. You fucking up a lot of God paper.
And look at how quickly they turned on fucking Broner, man. Went from beloved to infamous in less than a month and a half, dude.
Oh, no.
Listen, hold up. Part of that is all on Broner, because Broner didn't do what he needed to do as a fighter consistently. Let's keep it a beat.
I don't disagree with you, because it is true that he didn't win the fights that he needed to win. In the fact, he didn't like the Santiago fight, he looked bad. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he's still dropping jewels. That these stints of inactivity, they're preordained, they're designed. But see, what happens is when you got these the promotional fanboys, they'll automatically say, "Oh, that's just sour grapes." I don't see sour grapes coming from Broner. I just see him just speaking his truth. And I'm not even a Broner fan like that.
Both things can be true.
Can I ask you something right quick?
At the same time, both things can be true.
Could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Floyd never fought outside the States, did he?
Nah, he didn't have to.
But Floyd had the name value. People wanted him, not
the
other way around.
Yeah, people
you can't use Floyd for example.
Floyd is the exception to the rule.
I'm not. I was just curious.
All right. Let me say this.
Okay.
You can't use Floyd as an example, because the reason you would go to Australia is to optimize profits, right? Floyd didn't have to go nowhere to optimize profits. He was profit. So he don't have to, I know people bring that up, like Oscar never went anywhere and Floyd never went anywhere, that they never fought outside the country, which is true, but it's because they didn't have to. Jermell, yes, you kind of have to. You're cutting off international revenue because you think that it has to be here. You can beat Tim here or in Australia, but if you do it in Australia, that shit is pay-per-view worthy and people will buy it. Not because of you. Because it's him, but the money is the money. The money is the money.
You know what? I want to add something real quick. I just want to add something so we don't get off subject. You know what's so ironic about this whole situation is that Al Heyman is ex music. And he understands that a lot of times there are musicians or artists that don't do well in the United States anymore, but they have massive fan base overseas. And a lot of these artists will still say sign because they're huge in Japan. They're huge in Asian markets. They're huge in Europe. So the thing is that Al knows the fact that there are places to make money. He knows those things. And that to me is just ego and control over anything, because he's smart enough guy to know that you can go to Australia and make a mint of money. He knows it can happen because the business he did before, they're doing it right now today, even still with bands that are not popular in the United States anymore.
Let me add on to what Jules was saying about optimizing market. Who's the current cash cow of boxing outside of Joshua? Canelo. Now, where's Canelo potentially fighting in his next fight? If the cash cow of boxing is willing to move, why do you find yourself? Why are you so arrogant as to not, if the cash cow, he doesn't need to go anywhere, and yet he's going somewhere.
I'm gonna tell you. This is what I think. he's failing these fighters, and that's what I choose to focus on. You're failing these fighters because your title as an advisor means you have to give them the best business advice you can give them, and you're literally not doing that. This is where the conflict of interest between being an advisor, a promoter, and a manager comes into play. You cannot look out for the network that gives you a budget and look out for your fighter at the same time. You literally can't. It's either or. And 9 times out of 10, you know what he's going to prioritize? The network.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
Network.
What
Hey,
Al Heyman really is.
He just did. He
Yeah,
just
let me
did that.
finish. Let me finish. The reason that's bad is because what's good for Showtime is not good for Jermel. Why?
Yeah.
Fighting on Showtime may not get him a $10 million purse, but going to Australia might. Yeah. Tim is bigger. During the pandemic, Tim Tszyu fought in front of 14,000 people. Opposite the ring, Jeff Horn. He's been beating everything they put in front of him. He has a real buzz. Like, it's real. They fuck with him down there. And if you did the Undisputed down there, it's an event. If you do it up here, it's just another fight. It's just another fight.
And you can see how it makes perfect sense to do it down there, but they don't want to do it.
They're not going to do it. Not down there. They're going to do it here. And it's because Al is more focused on satisfying his broadcast partners than doing right by his fighters.
That is 100% correct, because he just got proof of that, because Bud Crawford came to them with $25 million, and he didn't want to cut off Showtime for that $25 million. He shut it down from the jump.
There's another reason also, I believe. I believe there's another reason also. These guys, these PBC guys, these guys that are on that side of the street, as in quote unquote, they operate on conspiracy theories. You hear it all the time.
Yep. And Dar,
Jermel thinks he got jobbed against Harrison. He still believes that. He does not want to go to Australia because he truly believes he'll get jobbed down there if he don't knock that guy.
Now I'll tell you what. Drew said it, and I believe this. It's not proven, but I believe this based on things that Broner says because of what he said in the video. We got money. The money is real. We can't live off promises. Me and Drew been shooting the shit about this for a long time. That I believe that he gives these guys shares in the company, and the problem is that those shares ain't worth shit. You think he giving you shares where he's supposed to be giving you money. He's giving you shares in a company that's depreciating in value.
It's kind of like this, Jules. He said, let me reinvest part of your purse and I'll give you 2 shares according to each dollar or something. And it's basically
a bullshit deal.
It's based, and Burner said the money's real. He's giving them bison dollars like in Street Fighter.
Basics.
and this here, all of this we've been speaking for the past 2 hours plus minus is why young fighters are not signing with PBC.
Correct.
They're not shining with Showtime. They don't want that. They don't.
Look at where all of our good amateurs went. Keyshawn and Kelvin and Torres and Carrington. All went to
Top Rank knows how to build a fighter. They just, when you get to a certain level, you gotta leave Top Rank. But they get you to that.
Let me say before we get to that level. Before we get to that level, the thing is that these young fighters out of the amateurs have good representation, so you can't fuck them. See, like the kid Floyd Schofield, who did an interview, a couple of weeks ago, Coach Malachi's joint, right? The kid's dad is a former A&R in the music industry. He looked at the contract, and he's like, nah, we not signing that bullshit. I'd rather go to Golden Boy before I sign that bullshit. Right?
Yep.
The guys that got representation, that know how to read legalese, essentially they got good representation, good management, good lawyers. They'll look at that Heyman contract like, yo, what are you, fucking crazy? No, I'm not signing this.
Yeah, because he out there giving boxers 360 deals out there, man.
Right.
It's not the promoter's job to give you a fair fucking deal. Right?
Well, keep in mind, PBC really hasn't built up much of anyone. All of the quote-unquote PBC fighters would actually take it from Golden Boy. The big ones.
I mean,
all the big ones were Golden Boy fighters.
Wilder, Thurman, Porter, Errol,
exactly.
All of that. They was all Golden Boy fighters.
Exactly. So, all of the quote-unquote PBC boys, no, you guys are, Al has not really done much for the sport of boxing outside of, parasitize it.
And I'll tell
I'm
you
sorry,
what.
but like, yo, this speaks to the level of genius that Al Heyman really is. It really is an extortionist and a middleman in boxing. You're not a power broker.
No, he's not.
No, what happened was, here's what happened. Me and Jules talk about it all the time. The plan was to sell the PBC a la the way UFC did to Endeavor. COVID kind of fucked that up, and that's remember when Dana White came in a little after COVID, and he
and he looked at the books and said, "Fuck that shit,"
and that made Al had to switch up on the fly,
bro. And now the thing is, his initial plan, like I remember what the initial plan was: to buy time to get ad revenue. I remember that's what the initial plan was. That bullshit didn't work. And then you tried to flip the PBC. I believe it was his intention to sell it off to someone, what remains of the stable. But it has depreciated so much in value. You're not going to get a whole lot for those guys, man. Like, being real. What do you got? Michelle Rivera? The fuck? Rayo? What's the investment in the future, bro? Now, when you look at Top Rank, you got studs all over the place. Jared Anderson, Keyshawn Davis, Kelvin Davis, Bruce Carrington, Armani, the other Puerto Rican kid, what's this fucking Bowser? That kid, motherfucking Zayas. You got the future, right? Like, you got what you got, which is what you got right now. Your Valdez, you're Navarrete, cool. But you got the future also. If you look at the PBC, bro, what do you got? You got
Davis.
I've asked people before when we're having back and forth, and I'll just say, because they'll always usually go, Bob's racist, Bob's horrible, Bob's terrible. I said, well, why are all these people signing with them now? Why are they not signing with the PBC? Why are they not signing with them? And I never get anybody to ever give me an answer. Stop talking after that. Because if they're such a great organization, then why are these young prospects, why are they not signing with this guy that is so great? That's
why didn't Shakur go with Floyd? Why didn't Devin go with Floyd? You see what I mean?
My favorite thing
I don't think Floyd ever really wanted to be a promoter, though.
You know,
he's not a very good one.
No.
He didn't want to be a promoter. I think he's doing that for Al.
Exactly. That's. I think that Al felt behind Floyd's celebrity at that time. Because remember, Floyd's name used to mean more than it means today. It means a lot of different things today. Whereas back then, bro, that's Floyd Money Mayweather. Whatever he touched, gonna turn into gold. So let's start a promo company with your name on the banner. It's a dummy company. It's just a subsidiary of the PBC anyway. That's all it is. It's a subsidiary. All that shit, TGB, Samson Luke, bro, all that shit is just another way of saying PBC.
The illusion of democracy.
Yeah. Those are not sovereign promotional companies, bro. Y'all damn near do business exclusively with shows.
I mean, because Floyd Mayweather is a name, and it was strange to me when he said, like, oh, this Buff versus Spence fight ain't happening without me. And then he started having all these fights, man, this year. All of a sudden, it started to dawn on me that maybe Floyd Mayweather Promotions is like the fundraising arm of the PBC.
I believe that they're using the money that he generated to keep them afloat. It's the only way to explain it. Fox stopped giving you guys money a long time ago. I've known about that for a while.
And you have
over a year and a half since Fox gave him money.
And you haven't recuperated any of your money because your pay-per-views do flop. Like 90% of them, like when you pay a fighter like $1 million, $2 million each, and the pay-per-view generates $100,000, like that's not good investment. That's not.
I think I'm gonna say that
ain't doing good.
I believe Fox stopped giving them money at or around 2020 when they decided to cut the shoulder programming. That's when I think that they stopped, because that's what makes sense. They're like, yo, pandemic hit, we got to trim the fat. And they cut inside PBC Boxing, which was the shoulder programming. I believe since then, or at or around that time, that's when Fox stopped giving them money. Now, Showtime still was giving them money, and they still are giving them money, but they have a lot of fighters to accommodate, which is why you see these pockets of inactivity that we can't accommodate all of y'all in one calendar year, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It actually happens to other people. Where it becomes unethical is you won't let them leave. You won't let them go somewhere else and get money somewhere else. They did it to Brown, but it's because you don't have nothing for Brown. So yeah, go ahead. We don't have nothing for you, bro. Jack done left. We ain't got no belts at 175. So fuck it. Go. You know what I mean? But the rest of the guys, it's a lot of guys over there that can use a fight, you know. Isaac Cruz, by all rights, he should be able to go to Golden Boy and fight William Zepeda. Because for no belt, I promise you, if you made Zepeda versus Cruz on the West Coast, That is a mega fight.
He's a big fight because he's a casual's wet dream. I mean, they love watching a guy like that.
It's a fucking mega fight for no belt. I'm just telling you, the whole of the Mexican boxing community goes to that fight and buys that fight, even if it's for no belt. They will watch the shit out of that fight, and he should be able to get that money because his reality, you're limited. You may never become a champion. You need to make the money while you can make it. You can make that money now if you're willing to play ball. But Al, he's not. He's gonna play games. It's gonna be. Oh, Ryan doesn't want me. Blah 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 blah. Shakur doesn't want me. But bullshit.
Well, I will say this: at that same breath, it was actually Isaac Cruz's team themselves that turned their nose up trying to impose A-side status against Ryan Garcia.
Well, who do you think's the one?
I know, but that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, again, my favorite term that Jules ever mentioned on this channel is the dick and the booty contracts. And almost every single fighter I've been seeing on that side of the street has the dick and the booty. Well, the moment Adrian Broner told me they pay him monthly before the fight that he should have been.
Right?
They don't know they got a dick. Listen, they don't know they got a dick in the booty contract, or they didn't know that they were signing a dick in the booty contract because of the era of Floyd Mayweather. Remember, I always say that I believe the sales pitch that Al makes these guys is, well, you see what I did for Floyd, and in case you never heard me say this unbiased, I say it all the time. Al Heyman is not the reason that Floyd is successful.
Floyd is the reason why he's successful.
Run!
Floyd bet on himself and then became the villain.
That's my, and I've made that people overstate the role.
Wait, I'm the villain.
People overstate Al Heyman's role in Floyd's success because he's a generational talent. You know what I mean? Like, he gonna do well irrespective of Al. He gonna do well, and they acting like Al is this wizard that did some magic. Like, no, bro. Like, he was already a finished product when you got him. He was already a pound fighter when you got him. You didn't build that. You don't know nothing about grooming no fucking fighter. If you did, we would have got another Floyd by now. Been retired for about 3-4 years. Well, who the next Floyd?
They try to say that Tank Davis is the next Floyd. That's the guy.
No. See, boxing, it comes down to one simple principle for boxing fans who really study this shit. It's fighters are judged on who you fought and who you beat.
Yep.
And in Floyd's case, he beat them all. He beat them all.
By the time, if you look at every fight that Floyd had before the Oscar fight, which is, the launch pad, he had the Durans, Castillo, Manfredi, Hernandez, motherfucking Chico.
He fought a great competition.
But he already
back then he was avoided like a mug. He was the high risk, low reward guy then.
Listen,
exactly.
What I'm saying is, even before Floyd became money, he had a resume Keith Thurman will never have, ever. It's over for Keith. It is over, all right? Before Oscar, without Cotto, without Canelo, without Mosley, he already has a better resume than Spence, than Thurman, than Danny, than any PBC fighter you could think of. So when I be hearing, they following the Mayweather blueprint, no, you're not. Floyd fought everyone that he could fight, and he was still calling people out. He caught Shane out. He caught Oscar out. Before he ever got him.
Yeah, I have an argument with people about that, and he was asking for that. What fight was that? Shamba Mitchell. After that fight, he was calling for them.
Super Zab. He fought people. It wasn't like, he fought a guy and then he started acting Hasididi. No, he fought people before he even became Hasididi. These guys will fight one guy, Hasididi. I don't want to do nothing no more. I need $1 million. I need $10 million. I don't want to do nothing no more.
Well, I mean, again, this ties into something you also say, and I've been noticing this as well. They paid people like to say, like you mentioned before, that Matchroom overpays their fighters. PBC has been doing that years before Matchroom has.
Yes,
that's how it works though. When these guys get the bag first, they get the bag, and unfortunately, they're not spending it wisely. They just want to get these fighters in their stable, and they're throwing out big money, and then that money dries up, and now you have circumstances that we have now.
Why are you talking about Adrian Broner?
Leo Santa Cruz is the perfect example. That fighter was never a 7-figure fighter. If you look at the money, irrespective of what he made with Davis, they were giving that guy M. I'm like, why is Leo getting M's, bro? You ain't even, motherfuckers don't fuck with you like that. For you to be getting 7 figures fighting as a goddamn super bantam and a feather? I mean, who fuck with him like that? Who the fuck be checking for Leo Santa Cruz fights?
You see, in the comment section, Mr. Wright, he's hearing what you're saying, but he's not listening to what is being said. The issue is not counting someone's pockets. That's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is that it's affecting the overall sport in a very negative way.
He's just repeating a phrase that he heard somebody say, because at no point was anybody counting anybody's pockets. I'm not worried about what the fuck he think. He worried about what I think, which is why he's here. If he had a channel, would I watch it?
Absolutely not. Probably not.
I'm not worried about Mr. Wright.
Hold up, another thing too. Have we actually taken account of this? That PBC has not released a real pay-per-view number since 2017, and everybody's running off of these pay-per-view numbers to be fake as hell. Like people really believe Spence and Ugas did 250K.
I don't believe it did that.
I don't believe it did.
I know what they did. They did 129K, bro.
I mean,
but why would they do it? Why would they release the numbers, man? Yeah. Why would they release the numbers when these things are flopping? Why would they do that to themselves? Why would they shoot
other people use the inflated numbers and they'll never say anything because they can't say anything because they're a publicly traded company? That would be fraud.
Exactly. Now, cannot defraud the investors.
No. Here's the thing. Now, here's why I said that the Zone's press release for Canelo versus Golovkin 3 is important. Why? They themselves said we did 1.1 million out of the 1.1. 800,000 of that came from America. Once it's a press release, they can't lie about it. They told you what it did, but motherfuckers want to believe Dan. All right, let's go with Dan's number for argument's sake. Can you tell me the PBC pay-per-view this year that sold 500,000 buys?
None of them. Can you tell me the one that did 200,000 this year? They haven't had a pay-per-view do. Their highest pay-per-view fight was Spence and Ugas, and they only did 129K.
And the argument that I'm making is whether I go with Dan's number or whether I go with the number from DAZN's press release. Now, me having a brain, I go with the press release. But just for argument's sake, let's entertain both numbers. You know what that means? It means the same fucking thing. This is still the top draw in America. That's what it means.
You know, I took a couple of business classes when I wanted to major in business before I went into medicine, and I'm going to tell you what, companies used to do this all the time. If they see their stocks are going down or they see like something's going bad, they won't release it anymore out of fear that showing that the numbers are going down will actually dramatically make them go down even faster.
This is exactly what I was about to say.
Companies do this all the time. We've seen this with big gaming companies do this nowadays. Like, for example, Blizzard did that. They used to have like when they were doing really good numbers, like 1 million subscriptions, they would show every month how the trends look. And as soon as they started going dipping, no more.
Listen,
I guess people got tired of playing Warcraft.
They don't even put the numbers out from Nielsen TV media. Like Top Rank did it because Shakur's numbers were actually really, really good for the Valdez fight. And even the Conceição fight did good ratings. Devin Haney's 2 fights with George Kambosos, over 1 million for the first one, close to 1 million for the second. Nielsen Media and TV Research, they're the ones that do the ratings. Top Rank is still putting out numbers. But the only time this year that I saw them put out a number for a PBC show was Charlo and Castaño. Oh, and Benavidez versus Lemieux, which was half that, 400,000.
But the thing is, they put those out. Those are not pay-per-view fights.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's that I'm saying that it's gotten to the point where they're not even doing that anymore because they used to do it all the time. It was normal for the TV ratings to come out. A lot of the Showtime fights, you don't even see the TV ratings anymore because that's how low they are. They don't want to report it.
I have a degree in business. It's very, very simplistic. It's very straightforward. When you have a product or a service that does very well, you want to tell as many people about it to get other people to want to build excitement to buy it. So if you are not talking about your product or service and you're not having it being explained by outlets, that tells you very simply that the product and service is not selling. They want to minimize anything they can. And this is not boxing. This is anything. Bad publicity is going to do exactly what the gentleman said before. It is going to tank your profit. It is going to tank your brand name. So if something is going good, they will tell you 1,000 times over. The PBC does not publish things because it's not going well. If it was going well, I promise all of you gentlemen that they would tell. And that goes for anything and everything. It's not even about boxing. And the generalization is if a product is being sold or a service, you're going to hear about it over and over and over.
Of course. They told you all the time. They told you multiple times about Mikey and Spence doing 350. They told you multiple times about that Spence and Porter doing 325. They told you about that.
They
didn't tell you.
They didn't tell you about no Ugas and Pacquiao.
They didn't tell you that Tank and fucking Cruz did like 50K. They didn't tell you.
They told you about the Wilder Fury like second and third fight. They told you the pay-per-view generation. When again, like this is not very difficult logic, but you gotta understand most people don't want to apply some form of realism because it doesn't go with what they want to believe is
right,
true.
because it's an you have to understand this is the most emotional bitch ass sport in the whole entire world. People get emotional. They want to fist fight you over saying a dude is washed or he sucks or he's gonna lose to somebody else.
Yeah.
So no, they
like this guy Michael Irvin 95.
We had a guy here earlier on this live that started dropping awful words because there was a disagreement about a thought of an ideology. So think about that. People don't want to hear reality.
I also want to say this. You know, people get attached. People get attached to things like Don King is probably one of the most legendary promoters that the sport has ever seen. But the mighty fall. Look at Don King now, and they wanted to believe that Al Heyman, you know, that it would somehow be different for him. No, it happens. Promoters come and go. Main events, you know, Kathy Duva and them, they used to be a bigger, better outfit than they are today. Rock Nation has completely been phased out of the sport. They're not even here anymore. You know what I mean? And it happens all the time. And what I see with Al is, yeah, maybe you go the way that Rock Nation went.
Yeah, well, whatever did happen to Rock Newman's old slimy ass, man? That
phased out, bro. Phased out. The same as anything else. Phased out.
God bless the honorable Bob Arum, man. He survived, and he's still persevering. God
Bob
bless.
Arum's a vampire, man.
And you know what? Bob Arum's probably slimy too in some ways because you got to be.
All businessmen are slimy, man. Because if you're honest and you're doing everything by like how it should be moral, you're not going to be a good businessman.
Yeah, like you have to be.
You can't be in boxing and not be slimy somehow. I mean, come on.
It should be a requisite that you have a couple of felonies.
Hey, wait a minute. I got a question. I want the panel to tell me, what fighter have you heard in the last 20 years that's come out and said Bob Arum owes me money?
Not one I've ever heard.
Terrence Crawford.
Just Terrence
Crawford.
Just Terrence.
Well, yeah, Terrence. That's about it. But I mean, prior to him, nobody.
That leads into what I was just about to ask. Okay, from what I read in the excerpts, the lawsuit and everything, a lot of people was mistakenly saying that Terrence Crawford was suing him for racial discrimination. It wasn't about racial discrimination. He was suing him because he didn't get paid the $900K for him not making the Spence fight. That's it.
Right.
No. Before anything, let me address this. Why are you still watching? You've been saying that for 10 minutes and you're still here. Are you retarded? Mike, like, are you slow?
What is he saying?
No, listen. Let me tell Michael right now. I'm not even going to talk about fighting for the rest of this fucking podcast. I'm going to talk about all type of different shit. I'm going to talk about sciatic nerve pain. I'm going to talk.
We'll talk about andronic.
We're going to talk about your Coke addiction, Michael Irving.
Can we discuss how important Dana Will is?
Fans really are spillover Cowboy fans, man.
Can we talk?
They're never going to win a Super Bowl, and Errol Spence is never going to be undisputed champion. Live with that.
Dallas is not going to win no Super Bowl. Or like, we're going to talk about. Listen. I need to say this. We're not going to talk about no fights. No, we're not going to talk about no fights and no fighting. We're going to talk about ROI. We're going to talk about 401k. We're not going to talk about no fighting. So you might as well leave now and stop bitching.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Conor Benn's pregnancy plans,
Jules,
you know.
Ben Adams was asking what happened to Triller. I'd say they folded, didn't they?
No, they're still around. They just did an event in Seoul, South Korea yesterday.
Yeah, they did the Pacquiao fight.
They're not out of boxing.
Can we not slander the Dallas Cowboys on this channel, please?
I'm just saying that Triller, even though this is the thing, Triller is not out of boxing, but they're not really in it either. They don't have a stable anymore. The fighters they had, they're gone. You see what I mean? And there's no outliers of any value that they can really pick up to gain traction as a boxing outfit. So it's like there's not enough. Boxing don't have a big enough pie for another major outfit. Like literally, it doesn't. All the good amateurs in America are already bought up. So what stable will you build around? The most that you could do is get some outliers, some C and D level fighters, but they're C and D level fighters. They're not going to go all the way. There's no blue chip prospects for you to pick up. The most that you could hope is that because there won't be boxing in the next Olympics, maybe you can buy up those amateurs, the ones that decide to go pro early, because there won't be boxing in the next Olympics. That's the only hope you have.
Jules, I want to ask you a question. I know you discussed earlier about the production level of the Black Prime. What do you think? I think this did reasonably okay. Do you anticipate that they're going to try to continue moving forward and become a player? And do you think that if they do continue, which it sounds like they are, will they have any relevancy a year from now if we revisit this?
Who?
The BLK Prime.
No, I don't think they will. I saw who was there. I saw who was there. Mickey Bay, Tevin Farmer. These are outliers. These fighters don't have that much time left in the sport.
But Ivan Redcatch was there, so that has to.
Well, I mean, that's
encouraging. That has to have some relevance.
That has to count for something,
Jerry
right?
King Frog says, "How much is the price of eggs at the fish market?"
Michael, we're not going to talk about boxing. We're not going to talk about boxing in this whole podcast, bro.
What about the importance of a will? And then who do you divide that up to? Can we discuss that?
Let's discuss that.
Okay.
Let's talk about andronic steroids, man, and the effect they have on the adipose tissue.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to do my review of the new automatic Confi. It's a nice toy. I got it for my son a couple of months ago. It's very nice. It's automatic. It's battery powered. The battery goes somewhere in there. We're not going to talk about boxing this whole podcast.
Now, how long does that battery last? How long before I have to change it? What do I get?
You can actually get a full day of play with a single charge. And
rechargeable, fantastic.
It's got the magazine. There are the Nerf thingies in the magazine. It's very nice. And
the real question I have to ask you now, is it Nerf or nothing? That's the real question.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. X-Shot, if you've been seeing that brand a lot, X-Shot is 10 times better than Nerf by far and wide.
This is for me.
I'm telling you the truth. I have X-Shot and I have Nerf, and it's not even close. And this is the scope for you to aim at the shit that you want to aim at. It's a nice toy.
I've heard a lot of hot takes from you, but you telling me that they outdo Nerf, I will not stand for such fucking slander.
I'm telling you the truth. Nerf don't come close to no X-Shot.
Hey, Jules, this is what you really need, man. Put me on for a second, will you?
I got you. Hold up. Let me see.
Oh, shit, is that a real gun?
This is what you really need. The Bug Assault 2.0. You load the rock salt in here, and then any flies that come your way, they dead.
Well, look. I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you the next one. All right. This is called an X-Shot. All right. This is a new brand of for your kids, and by far and wide, these are superior to Nerf guns in every way that you can imagine. They don't jam. The dart goes further out, way further out. They're very easy to operate. Handles like a dream. It's like a double gauge shot. It's like a double barrel shotgun. It's a beautiful toy, but there won't be any boxing. We're not going to talk about boxing.
See, you guys got toy.
Julius, can you make me a favor? Julius, can you make me a favor, please?
All right.
Can you hold the other gun?
Okay, I got you. You get the other one.
Nice. You guys got toys, man. You guys are lucky.
These are rolling in, by the way.
Look, one load of Bug Assault is 80 shots.
Yeah, see, this is the double barrel shotgun, and this is intended to be the M16. That's what it's modeled after. This is not a Nerf gun. These are not Nerf guns. This is a Confi automatic. All right, it's an automatic battery powered. This is X-Shot. I'm going to show you a Nerf gun.
Hey, Jules, Jay Flynn says this is your fault, Michael Irvin.
But just so you guys remember, this is a grown man. Okay.
All right, you see, you guys
grown
got
man
cool,
who pays taxes.
You guys got cool guns. All I got is this piece of shit HP printer that jams half the fucking time, and you guys got fun shit to waste your time with. And all I have over here around me is like sticks of paper and a pencil.
And if you don't.
All right, this is a Nerf gun.
Ah, yes.
This is a Nerf gun, okay? This is a Nerf gun.
It's as efficient as Yeezy's all shoes.
It's a Fortnite Nerf gun. It's modeled after Fortnite, okay? And this is a Nerf gun. It's not bad, you know, if you like the feel of an old school, you know, you got to do that and put the shit, and you could do the Clint Eastwood shit like that. But this is a Nerf gun.
Give us a rating out of 1 to 10. Where do you put that at 1?
I rate
this at an 8 for intrinsic value. No, it's not as efficient as the others. It doesn't carry as many darts. But if you want the old school feel of a double barrel shotgun, you go with this, you know, and then you put the shit in there, and then you do it like that. You're a cowboy, you do the shit.
Jules, questions about the Nerf guns. Do they have safety features?
Yes, you're supposed to shoot straight into the target's eyeball to make sure that you hurt them. And there will be no boxing on this.
I can already see.
With the bug assault, you actually can order a T-shirt with it with the logo, and you get free stickers on top of it.
I'm going to show you even more Nerf guns.
Now I can already see.
For 1 second, I have a new toy to present to you guys called the Hour Shot Glass 101.
Jules, can you pull him up large so I can see that as well too? I'm really interested.
Okay, I'm going to pull that up. Because there will be no boxing tonight.
Wait a minute. I stand corrected. This is the Bug Assault 3.0. I'm sorry, 3.0.
It's the hour shot glass. So also the time ticks on us not talking about boxing with this, and it actually pulls out and it turns into a shot glass.
That is fucking amazing. I love it. I love that. I fucking love that.
That looks like
why does that, bro? That shit does not belong in your house. That shit belongs in a laboratory.
Exactly.
Well, that shit. Nah, I like that shit. I'm gonna show you another one. Now this is the captain. All right, 4 shots. You know,
what
so
bootleg sex toy you have in your hand there, Jules?
And then you fucking do. You see the shit? It's fucking great, and it's 4 shots because there's no boxing tonight, Michael. No boxing.
Can you talk about the business of
Actually, this is called the Black Fly Edition 3.0.
Let me see. Let me get a look at that because there's no boxing tonight, Michael.
Fantastic. Do not
shoot. That's wonderful.
It's got the nice pistol grip. It's got the pump on the bottom. You love the salt right there. That's 80 shots.
I stole my girl's bear. This is
Jules, could you put me on cam?
Here's the box. Bug Assault 3.0.
That is stylish. I like that. I like that.
Okay, so right here is it's a do-rag. It's kind of like the one I'm wearing.
Can you tell us the pros and cons of the do-rag?
It cost approximately $1.97. I have several of these already, but you know what it does, it develops hair waves not like this in the photo right here. That's a little more pronounced. It's kind of like permy, but you know it gets the job done, so to speak.
Show real ones, man. That's illegal.
Yeah.
Now I have to.
This is I've one out of 40 of them, I believe. I got 40 of these.
I have to ask you. I have to ask you, Jay. What is your investment return on this? Like, is it roughly the same as a PBC's investment in a pay-per-view?
Oh, those Nerf guns are worth
I'd say
2 times as much as 2 times as much as the PBC. Now these are my Marvel mugs that I drink my coffee out of. You know, I love coffee.
People want to know the prices. People want to know the prices of your gun.
Okay, this is Iron Man and Spider-Man. There's Hulk. There's Captain America. There's the whole Avengers. You know, for the Thanos, and then we have the Groot mug. This is Groot. Say hi.
Nice. Hi, Groot. Oh, look, that's Errol Spence after the accident.
This is a bust. This is a bust of Errol Spence immediately after the surgery. As you can see, he's very happy. It went well, and the hairline is still intact, you know. The eyes, he still has eyes, and this is not boxing related. This is my boot mug.
I
Jules,
stole my.
I need you to put me on camera because I have something to show the
Okay, everybody, let's see it. Let's see it.
So since we're doing this, is my girl's bunny. So her dad gave this to her, I think, on her quinceañera. I don't know. It has no emotional value to me, but she has it, and I stole it from her. So
that's good. That's good. Stealing is good.
You know, that's the true. Like to have a successful relationship, you have to lie and steal from your significant other.
Exactly.
So this bear, you know, deep down, I think this represents this here represents the PBC.
Yes.
Minimal effort in what they're doing.
Yes.
Very cheap. Looks like it was made in some sweatshop down in China. Practically
more than likely.
Yeah, pretty much just how most PBC shows go. So you know, deep down.
I'm ready to share as well too, gentlemen. So this is not boxing related whatsoever. This right here is my used candle. Now I've had this candle now roughly, I don't know, probably about 3 years. It's empty. It's got a little bit left in it. I think I paid maybe $4. Now the premise of it was to actually smell well. As you notice, there's a little bit left in it. It's kind of burned to the top. Fairly worthless, but it did bring some value to my life because it did make the house smell good when I.
Dylan, it's not boxing related, correct?
No. It's got nothing to do with boxing. I would never actually even use this when I was watching boxing or anything of the nature. If you notice here, it says sweet sugared lemon. And after probably about 2 hours, it would smell very, very, very sugary and lemony. So it brought a lot of value to my life. It's got a little left. It's probably about 80 years old if you had to use human years. If you notice just a little bit left to it. Yeah, so that's pretty much and
it's not boxing related because there's no boxing tonight. No boxing, Michael. There's no boxing.
Just quick commercial.
Hey, Jules, now here's a double-handled Dry Burrows Brewery mug, vintage.
I like that. You know what I like most about it, Country? It's not boxing related.
No, it's not.
Now pull me up.
This is a double-handed drinking mug for when you want to slam your favorite beer. It's going to be for sale on my email on my eBay channel.
All right, now, I got something very near and dear to me that I want to show everyone. Okay, this is a very personal item. I take very good care of my Timberland boot. Okay, Timberland boot.
Nice.
Okay, I've had them for a year, but I barely wear them. Because I have lots of them. I have lots of different colors. Today I wore the tan, the classic tan. And it's a very important boot. It's the boot of my father's. It's my boot now. And I love this boot. I only have one, actually.
Now, Michael made a good point. They said I had a bear in hand and I had a bear t-shirt. Now, the reason being is because my Spanish teacher called me El Oso. And your girl also calls me El Oso. So, you know... So you know, I gotta represent what I am in real life, you know.
Yeah, it's only right. It's only right. And this is the can that comes with the X shot for you to do target practice with this can. I'll show it to you guys. It's a very intrinsically valuable item that is not boxing related. You set up these little things around the house and you shoot them with the gun. You shoot them, bang, and they're not boxing related. And that's what it's all about. Just not talking about boxing. Because
this commercial was brought to you by for the non-boxing related topic is brought to you by pipe with weed that goes in it. Smell better, and then when you're hungry afterwards, the Snicker bar that you'll be eating.
Now, while we're on the subject of toy guns, this here is a BB gun.
Oh, let's go to the BB gun.
Now my uncle bought me this. You know, back when I was a little kid. So I only shot 2 people's eyes out with these, so you know,
it's a nice BB gun that is not related to boxing.
You know, it gets the job done. You know, like deep down, like you know, it's got some wear and tear on the side. It's kind of like Errol Spence. But its sights are slightly off, and it can't really go through the ringer no more. But you know, just a representation of today's boxing scene, I would imagine.
A representation of the PBC, I gather.
Of course.
See, now this is a Ford Shelby Hawaiian collector's shirt. It's got Shelby Cobras all over it. This is not boxing related. It's a beautiful shirt. And for anybody who's a diehard Ford fan, this is what you want right here.
All right. I will show you the Timberland waterproofing spray. To keep the Timberland boot nice and fresh, you get the Timberland boot waterproofing balm spray. Keeps the boot nice and beige. not boxing related in any way, shape, or form.
Jules, I got something else. Put me on.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see. Hold on, wait. Let me go down. Let me go down. Okay, I got you right now.
All right, this here I'm going to show you guys is a specialized T-shirt. It's from let me see. It's Skynet. Yeah.
Skynet. They built the T800. I love those.
Yep, Skynet T-shirt there, custom made. I like to get these from the website known as T Public. They make nice shirts. But yeah.
But are you sure this isn't related to boxing though? That's the real question. Is this boxing related?
No, not at all.
Okay,
well, that's the important part.
These are what these are. I'll go to myself now. What these are is my glasses for driving, because I actually am nearsighted. And when I drive, I have to wear glasses. I chose the Drew Carey frame mostly because it's not boxing related. And as you can see, these are very thick lenses, because I can't see from far away.
Now, I'm not a historian, Jules, but those appear to be made in the Neolithic. Is this true?
That is Neolithic.
Now, in your youth, did you or did you not hunt woolly mammoths?
I did, and I ate them.
There you go.
I do have.
Virtuoso, what do you have for show and tell? Your mic is off, Virtuoso.
You muted.
Unmute yourself.
All right. So for show and tell, I have this grinder right here.
Well, that's good.
And
nice.
You put marijuana in it, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, see, the actual Michael Irving wouldn't know anything about it because he's a fucking cokehead, and Errol Spence wouldn't know about it because he likes lean and likes to drink a lot. So there you go.
Now, I have a very unique item, probably the most unique item out of all of them. So if you can put me on camera, I'd like to.
I got you right now.
So this right here is my koozie that you've probably all seen before. You've all seen a koozie. Now, this is a DEA Narcos Plata or Ploma. If you know what that means, now that means actually you're going to give me money or you're going to get the bullet. Now that's what Pablo Escobar used to tell the people he was buying off. Now,
sources say that's how Al Heyman does business at the PBC.
Well, it could be, but what's so unique about this is actually This is actually used and given to me by Javier Pena, who was one of the actual guys who brought down one of the agents that actually brought down Pablo and the Medellin. So that's a very, very unique item. I thought everybody that would really appreciate this. But remember, this has nothing to do with boxing. This is show and tell time, and I hope everybody enjoys this. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna show you guys my shitty Timberland boot that I used to take out the trash when I don't want to use my real Timberland boot. This is my shitty Timberland boot.
Now you know how I can tell.
The laces are missing. This is the gum bottom, and this is the gum bottom, not the other one. This is my shitty Timberland boot.
Oh my God! Look at the creases.
Look at the creases. You see that? Love it.
Now you know how you.
Jules, I got something else. Put me on, real quick.
All right. I got you right now.
I got one after him, man.
Yeah,
I got you right now.
Too, man, when you get a chance.
All right, this right here is another do-rag.
How many of them you got, man?
The difference with this
Show
one,
us your collection.
However, it costs 2 cents more than the other. It was $1.97. This is $1.99. That's so it's 2 cents more. And also, I got a bag of Hershey's Kisses here, sugar cookie actually.
It's warm.
Okay, I want to go back. I want to go back before I pass it to country. These are my slides that Jessica McCaskill and Rick Ramos sent me. I love these slides. I feel like I'm walking on a cloud. Shout out to Rick Ramos and Jessica McCaskill. I love these slides. You see where it says Jessica McCaskill right there. Very nice. I love these.
Nice.
Not necessarily boxing related. Not necessarily.
Never.
But yeah, because there's no boxing tonight. Let's go over to Unbiased, who has something to show us.
Yes, I'm going to get in a little bit of trouble because this is the PBC Bad Business briefcase. Whenever you're ready to offer really bad deals, whatever you got going on, it doesn't have to be boxing related. Just as long as it's a bad deal, this is your PBC briefcase. Make sure you get yourself one now.
Okay, I have something else I'd like to show for show and tell. This is a pigeon made entirely from paper clips. This is a pigeon made from paper clips. You can see
this?
It's not boxing related.
Did you do that yourself?
Definitely a pigeon. It definitely is a pigeon, and it's definitely not boxing related, gentlemen.
Would you consider that it's metal? Is it heavy? Is it light? Can you tell us about
this? Is a lightweight weapon. This is what this is a lightweight weapon. It's meant for running and melee combat. If there is a combat situation, you flip the bird and you aim the business end at the target. And that's what that is. And it's not boxing related.
By the way, quick question for him, Bias, right quick.
All right, hey, check it out, man. These are Hugo Vitelli, blue and white two-tone patent leather shoes.
Oh my God!
Damn. Rumor has it.
Those are bowling shoes at first.
That's what I wear bowling.
They actually scream "Pimpin' ain't easy," and rumor has it these are the very shoes Al Heyman wore when he screwed over all those fighters.
Hey, yo, country, real talk. I will wear those in the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'd wear them daily.
Hey, these will be for sale on my eBay store once I get up and listed, and they're size 12.
Okay, I want to show you guys another special item. These are the chocolate brown Timberlands. They're a little bit hard to find.
How much Timberland you got, bro?
The Timberland store.
They're wonderful. Yeah, that's where I got them from, because I was looked everywhere for them. I'm like, why am I buying Timberlands on Amazon when I can buy them from Timberland? And it's a beautiful boot, a beautiful chocolate suede like a chocolate lab. I barely wear them, but I love them. And they love me. And they're not boxing related, which is why I'm talking about them. And we're going to go over to Ivo now, who has another special item to show us.
So I used to travel around the world with my uncle because he always traveled. And I used to collect money from different countries. I've been all the way to Singapore, to Venezuela, and a couple of other places when I was younger. So this here, sources say, is actually the entirety of the PBC funding for 2022. Now, I know there are some pesos in there, and those are like I got about $1,000 worth of pesos. Okay, so I could maybe potentially buy out Errol Spence's next fight. So
buy out his contract. Buy out his contract.
Now, now, mind you, I have one more place I want to go before I go, and that's actually Dubai, baby. That's my next goal right there. And once I'm done, I've done it all. And the aquarium back there, that's my bearded dragon Slinky.
Oh, okay. Anyone has any other special non-boxing related items?
Yes.
To add to the show.
This commercial is brought to you by. You're going bald like me. You may need a little assistance. Give it a chance.
Jules, I got something for you.
Okay, I'm about to go to it right now. Before I do, I want to show somebody. I want to show everybody. I have many new coffee pots. However, I willfully use this old one because of the rust and the metal that seeps into the coffee actually makes it taste better. So this is my coffee pot that makes all my... I literally have a new coffee machine over there. I still drink my coffee out of Old Faithful. This is what is called a percolator. It's not related to boxing in any way. Okay?
Now, my girl used to buy, she's kind of like, I forgot who posted the picture of the candle. Now, she also likes candles. Now, she likes raspberry mimosa. And it smells pretty good, man. It smells better than... Yeah, it smells pretty good, man. It smells...
Mimosas are nice. I'm going to show everyone...
She got hella of these, man.
That will put hair on your chest and keep your erections nice and firm. This is Bustelo coffee. This is the coffee of my people. This coffee will not only put hair on your chest, but it will keep you regular bowel movements and firmer erections. It's very good coffee for you. It's not boxing related in any way. It's the coffee of my country, the coffee of my people. It's Bustelo, goddammit. And it's
I'm gonna need a link to that, Jules.
It's good stuff.
Jules, do me next.
I'm gonna need a link for that, man.
Okay, I got you right now. We're gonna go to Jay, who has another non-boxing related item to show us.
Yeah, right here. This is Yoo-hoo strawberry beverage. There's milk, almond milk, then there's this shit. This shit is the good shit because it's very nutritious. It's got tons of vitamins and minerals that you don't know about. They say that there's some brown sauce in here too as well, according to some rumors. So, brown sauce in here. Yeah, use strawberry. You can't get this anywhere right now. That's some good shit.
All right, I got one for you now.
All right. Let's get a look at another non-boxing related item that is not related to boxing.
We have here a half a bottle of peppermint mocha coffee, mate.
Oh, damn.
Non-boxing. Great flavor.
Okay. I have a non-boxing related item. This is the hunting knife of my forefathers. It's not really a flick knife, but if you're used to flicking knives like me, everything is a flick knife. And with this knife, you cannot talk about boxing all night. It's a very good knife. Stay sharp, very pointy. You can get to the point with this knife. It's a very good knife. It's the knife of my ancestors. And while it's not a flick knife, I can flick it.
Now I got something else. I got something else you like. Y'all are like this.
Okay.
All right, here, the Vans sneaker.
Color. Yep. Better not tell me about no motherfucking skating sneakers.
Skateboard, Tony Hawk.
Got the Vans right here, all black. All black.
I got two of my Tony Hawks right here. The other ones are in the shed. Let me just show them up. Okay, so these is my basic joints. These just my basic joints. These are just my regular. I'm going to Walmart joint.
They clean though.
And these is my I want to wear some blue jeans today. I usually use these, but actually I really use these more often than not because they go with everything. There's a denim pattern there. It's a very nice sneaker, very clean, very comfortable. I usually buy all my sneakers in this style. I like this style, and it's very non-boxing related.
Okay, I need you guys. I need to go on camera, please, and thank you.
Oh, okay, okay.
We have something extremely obscure and rare. This is actually a book, and I know a lot of people are not aware what books are anymore, but you can actually download it. Now, this is the Atari Art of Atari. This is back before they had Nintendo, back before they had ColecoVision, back before they had Sega Genesis. They had something called the Atari. Now, it's not even about Atari. What this is about the art of actual Atari. So what they do is they discuss all the different arts. They talk about the artists. They talk about the games. Now, only a 40-something-year-old man would ever be interested in something as dry and as boring as this. But this is a very rare book. It's not boxing related. Actually, it's video game related. And I hope all the viewers and the panelists enjoy it. Remember, if you want to check it out, that's Art of Atari. Okay.
Art of Atari, not boxing related. Let's go to the shoe section for a second. These are my red Converses, also very crispy. They're very nice. I barely wear them. I don't actually like them, but I like the color. But they're very nice, very new, very clean. I've had them for about a year, and I barely use them. But they're not related to boxing, right? So fuck it.
If you had to rate it, from a 0 to 10 scale of boxing related, where would you put that rating at?
I would put the rating at 2. At 2.
Here's a brand new concert ukulele in the case.
I love ukuleles because
a nice ukulele with the string tuners inside and the little strip inside the case. If I ever get the damn thing open, so you can put it around your shoulder and you can play Hawaiian tunes. And remember, it's pronounced ukulele, not
ukulele.
That's the Hawaiian pronunciation, and it's not boxing related.
And this is a Spider-Man stocking stuffer, not in any way, shape, or form related to boxing, which we're not talking about on this non-boxing channel. Spider-Man, shoots a web, any size, catches thieves, just like flies. Look out. Here comes
the amazing Al Heyman.
The amazing Al Heyman.
Oh, bro, I got one for you, man. Serio. Here is a 6-foot Christmas stocking.
Jesus.
That's a very big stuff.
That you can hang on your wall outside your door.
Now,
this thing is hella big.
I'll do you one better. Now, I already got my gift early. So I got caramel popcorn. Now, it was full like 3 days ago. Now, I'm pretty fat, as you can tell. Husky fellow. And, yeah. This sustains my 6'9" ass, okay?
You gotta love caramel popcorn, mostly because it's not
time of the year, man.
Caramel popcorn's ridiculous.
By the way, Jules, I got some more shoes. I got some more kicks.
I gotta bring it to
hey, man, here you go. I got one for you.
Let's go to the shoe section.
Got some custom-made Air Forces right here.
Oh, those are very nice. Those are very nice.
Got a Chinese my name right there on the strap.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yep.
Ooh.
Only worn them one time so far. Got to wear them twice. Got to look out another occasion. Just wear them one time though. But yeah.
All right, let's go over. Let's go here and let's see what Unbiased has to show us for the
This is a
non-boxing.
commercial interlude. This is for PETA to make sure we show love to our animals. Make sure that we take care of our animals. And also, this is sponsored by those who make bad bets. It doesn't necessarily have to be boxing related, but when you make a bad bet, you might just get a coffee mug in return for your bad bet by DraftKings. Thank you.
This is a very intrinsically valuable item. I'm sure you are all familiar with Elmer's glue. It's not related to boxing. What? It is glue. It is from Elmer. It's not boxing related. Elmer's glue.
Now I got a very important thing to show all of our viewers here. So go ahead and put me on camera.
Okay.
This right here is a Little Green Pet Pro Bissell. Now, my wife swore up and down we had to buy this, right? Because it's very important. We had to wash our furniture. The problem with this purchase is even though it works well, the issue is we've only used it once. And my wife told me how important at the store that we had to buy this, okay? Now, we don't have a pet right now, of course. So we don't have to worry about that. But what we had to worry about was cleaning the furniture. And if you're going to notice here, the money that I spent, it's very clean. And the reason why it's so clean is because we don't use it. So if you want to make poor decisions with your money, go out and buy one of these and then never use it and then never bring it up to your spouse. Okay? Back to you.
You mean like overspending on Canelo?
Okay, we have another intrinsically valuable item here that is not in any way, shape, or form related to boxing, and that is my son's Captain America.
Oh my God, that's Captain Puerto Rico.
This is a Captain America mask that's fitting here, and you know when I want to rob banks and steal shit, and I don't want people to know who I am, I put the mask on, I put the hat on. And it's like, hey, who's this guy? What happened?
You know what you look like, Jules? You look like the stereotypical robber from like those old '90s cartoons with like the bag of money on the back.
I know, right?
And as you can see, this is not related to boxing in any way. And you know, with this, you can hide your identity, you can steal shit. Who fucking knows? And it's not boxing related anymore.
The only thing better is when you wear that mask is that if you have your Amazon.
Real quick, this is my battery, right? This is my battery. As you can see, there's only like one charge left, right? And I'm about 5% on this phone, so I got to see you guys later.
That's a good segue.
I bet you also.
Oh, actually, I have one more thing, but I don't think I should show it because of my legal sanity. I have a Fire Stick over here. I specifically have these for PBC fights. Now,
whoa! That sounds boxing related, and that's
well, no. PBC doesn't do boxing. They're in the entertainment business. Remember?
Yeah,
they're not in the boxing business. Okay, so it's completely fine if it's under the criteria. Okay, you said boxing related. PBC doesn't do boxing.
Exactly, it's not boxing. And this is actually a paper plate that I bought because neither I or my wife want to do the dishes. So I buy paper plates so that I can throw it right in the fucking trash. You know, for those interested, this is a real styrofoam plate made from real styrofoam, grown in the Andes Mountains of the Himalayas. And it's real styrofoam. It's organic. It's completely organic and edible. If you're ever stuck on a mountain and all you've got is styrofoam plates, you can eat it. And it's good. And it tastes like mediocrity. And it's a good plate.
I got one for you. All right, now here we have a kid's two-headed dragon.
Is it boxing related?
No, it's not.
Well, I would beg to differ. Clearly, you can tell that dragon would scrap better than most PBC fighters.
I heard that dragon's got a good jab, is what I heard.
Now sources say he throws more punches than any Devin Haney fight. I'm just saying.
And this is the conclusion to our non-boxing related show.
One more item we like to show.
One more item in the non-boxing related item show.
All right, so this is for sale for $1.99 because someone must have been angry, been watching some bad boxing. So this is our broken TV.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Oh. It goes all the way down, and you see where it first initially landed, where the crack started. So guys, make your bidding start now.
Is it possible? Is it possible that somebody would spend $80 on a card and realize that it was a piece of shit card, and so they threw the remote at it? Is that a possibility?
Possible.
In the most
Jules, I got one more. I got one more. Jules, I got one more.
Okay. Let's see another non-boxing related item from the non-boxing related items segment.
Okay. This here is a copy of the Afro Samurai DVD. You may recognize this photo. I use it quite often, but it's worth a watch. It's one of my top 2 favorite anime series of all time, and it's a great watch. And left a long lasting.
Is it boxing related?
No, not in the slightest.
One final one, Jules.
No. All right, let's get another non-boxing related item.
All right, this here is a partially eaten Jack Daniel's whiskey cake.
Can you describe this? Can you describe the flavor to us? Is it
the flavor is very chocolatey with a nice hint of Jack Daniel's whiskey. It actually tastes really good.
Does it taste like boxing?
No.
I have a question.
If you were to eat the whole thing, would you get drunk enough to buy say a Charles Martin versus Luis Ortiz pay-per-view?
You need a lot of cake. You would need a lot of cake.
Yeah, you'd have to eat about 100 pounds of the cake to do that. If
does Errol Spence has been any close to that cake?
No,
that's a good question.
No. Okay, no.
and that will wrap up our non-boxing related show that is not about boxing. There will be no boxing.
That was fun, fellas.
Before we head off, Jules, this has probably been the most fun I've ever had on this entire channel.
We should do this more often.
I want to thank all of you guys for allowing me to show you my art of Atari book that I literally purchased. That I thought I was probably the only person on planet Earth who owns it. So I'm glad I got to share that with the viewers.
Would you also? Is there someone else you would like to thank?
I would like to thank Al Heyman for letting me meet y'all.
I'd like to thank my wife and Al Heyman. My wife for making me buy the GoPro, and I'd like to thank Al Heyman for allowing me to live and breathe.
Now, you see how smart Villain is? He said his wife first, so he understands. Even though Al Heyman's a god, happy wife, happy life. There you go.
I got a few thanks. Can I say a few thanks?
I'd like to also thank Al Heyman and for making this day possible, so that we could just air our grievances of non-boxing and show off all of our stuff that we have. And
first, if I can get in my thanks right quick, I'd like to thank Al, of course. You, Jules, on the panel, and last but not everybody. I'd like to thank all you fellas for showing us your stuff. And last but not least, I just want to thank Alicia Bumgardner for just being you.
I'd like to thank Al Heyman, and I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank Rex Ryan and the team. Everybody's been working really hard, and we're going to have a better season.
Wait. We got to thank the man of the hour who started this whole thing. Michael Irvin 95, thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Don't forget, go Cowboys. Okay, future Super Bowl champions.
That's right. There's always next season. Everybody, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you. Happy Heyman.